Hey everyone, this is Rob,
And Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast on everything you need to know about old school RuneScape.
All
All right, so this week we have a ton of stuff to talk about because of, well, mainly the summer sweep up.
Yeah, it's, we're a week behind, but we record on Wednesdays and they put it out on a freaking Thursday.
They
So
did,
what can you do?
Yeah, only one day after our last episode was done recording, they came out with it, but it gives us plenty to talk about this time.
They're going to put out the game jam tomorrow instead of next week.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, we do, among that, have other things to talk about, such as Deadman Allstars, been going on for almost a full week now, so some interesting stuff there, some Dragonwilds news, and also some news for next week's update with the Blood Moon Rises release. Well,
the next few weeks.
Yeah. So just a little bit of update for that, for anyone interested in like server maintenance and stuff. And then but yeah, this episode's mostly gonna be about the summer sweep up stuff. So
lots to sweep up this year.
Yeah. And then of course at the end of this episode, just like every episode, shout out to anyone that gives us a question that they want answered. We do have a Q&A every episode, whether it's about real life video games, any video games, RuneScape, whatever. Feel free to go to our discord.gg/Bunebape. We do have a question section there. Feel free to join the community. We play other games as well.
We do movie nights.
We do movie nights, and even sometimes we have events.
We've had a bingo once, and we are planning to have another bingo this year.
And I think it was one of the better ones. Obviously, I'm biased.
Our bingo was one of the best in the community that they've ever seen.
Yeah, that's literally what I just said.
We should probably actually start playing the next one. It's already June.
Anyways.
Last time I think it took us like 2 months to like low-key plan it.
So if you want to be part of that, feel free to join the Discord. And also, if you really like the pod, I'm glad you like it. Feel free to let us know
first of all,
by leaving a review, following us on Spotify, reviewing us on Apple Pod. That really helps. And of course, if you love the episode a lot, all of our episodes are sponsored by Patreons. There are different tiers. You can get the episodes early, get them ad-free, and even some merch if you so choose.
Higher tier.
So of course we do appreciate all of you guys, no matter how you support us, even if it's just by listening.
Yeah, and most importantly for Patreon, I don't know if anyone even watches till the end, but after we say like our little outro, we have like a little thing be like, thank you Patreon supporters, so your name will be eternalized in a Bunebape podcast episode on YouTube.
I think usually it's immortalized, but both make sense.
What did I say?
Eternalized.
Did I say eternalized?
Yeah.
That's not wrong though. It's gonna be
wrong.
eternal.
Yeah, not a word, but not wrong. But anyways, enough rambling about our sponsors. Oh, speaking of sponsors, not enough about our sponsors. We are, of course, partnered with Mitchie Fox.
Oh my gosh, we should have worn our shirts. Yeah,
No.
they have the sickest merch around. If you use code BOON20, you can get 20% off all of your Mitchie Fox merch. We get a little bit back too, so you're helping us. You're helping them. We love small businesses. We love looking cool.
Oh, wait. Actually, this is the perfect segue. 1 second. In a flash of light, boop, just like that, we, with the power of production, are back. And by that, I mean me. And this is one of the shirts I got from Mitchie Fox. It is the Yama jersey. It actually looks really sick. For anyone that can't see it, it's Yama in flames on the front. And you're not going to be able to see the back really, but it says Yama 666 on the back.
In flames.
And Michelle didn't know why I wanted to wear this, but I wanted to wear/reveal this today because we, of course, are celebrating the Falador Massacre this week.
You actually have 2 shirts that could appropriately do that.
I do.
Wait, this is when you say, and with the power of magic, and go change into the other shirt.
No, just one. I'm obviously already out of breath, so we're not doing that.
So he also has a shirt that's like a wanted poster for Duriel or whatever.
Duriel 123.
123.
Yeah.
It's actually a really funny shirt. And it was so like silly because it was like on accident. He was like, well, you go grab me a shirt because we were going to go to the store. And I was in our room and I was like, sure. And I grabbed that because I was like, oh, you haven't worn this shirt yet. And I was handing it to him. I was like, oh my God, it's the 20th anniversary today.
Also, if anyone is like weirded out about the 666, that is literally the day the Falador Massacre happened. So
yeah. And it's also when I was in the 4th grade, it was like my last day of 4th grade or something on 666, and that's the day I found out that it's the devil's number. Someone in the 4th grade told me.
It's not the devil's number, it's the number of the beast.
The number of the beast.
Which
I said that in front of my
usually
aunt before, and she was like, don't say that.
Usually does reference the devil, to be fair.
To be fair. This
Yeah.
is I love this shirt. It's really cool. It's also a 1 out of 10 limited edition.
Yeah, that's cool, but also why does Jagex do that? For anyone that
Oh, they do 1 out
also
of 100, I think. I think that the 1 out of 10 is just
I think it's
extra.
50.
Oh, it is something lame.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with the way Jagex licensing works, they can like creators can only make and sell like 50 unique
50
items.
to 100.
Yeah, so like if Mitchie makes a shirt, they're only allowed to sell 50 of them before they have to make a new design.
Which is because, you know, like a lot of other brands, if something's limited edition, it's like it's 1 of 100, but limited edition for RuneScape,
RuneScape is
it
all
has
limited.
to be, it's
All
all
of it's
limited
limited
edition.
edition.
See, like if you want to make something special, you have to make it really limited.
Yeah.
But yeah, Robert got that shirt, and then I also got one of the limited ones too, and I was really excited about mine too. I'm not wearing it. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, that was obviously like the sponsor, but also I bought this shirt just because I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, we used our own promo code to buy our limited shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sick.
Anyways, though, we do have stuff to go over this week, but before we get into it, Michelle, how's it going?
It's going good. I am so in a random turn of events at Coliseum this week.
Colo Enjoyer.
I got a new PV, you guys. I'm at wave 9.
Big.
Haven't gone past wave 9. I could have last night, but I didn't understand how it works when there's 2 mana cores. They both have the same like prayer orb, so I was like, oh, I just like prayed them both at the same time. No, it's like one goes, the other goes. Didn't know that. I died. But yeah, if I'd known that, I would have actually gotten a wave 10, which would have been crazy. I think they were the only mobs I had left. I thought like, why do I need to look this up? Obviously they're just gonna be aligned. No. They're not. Anyway,
yeah, they don't attack on the same tick.
I mean, it makes sense because I rated Ashloka after, and she was like, "Well, yeah, because otherwise everyone would just die. It would be impossible." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's true." If it was on the wrong ones.
True.
So yeah, it's actually been weirdly fun at Coliseum because I did some Inferno last week. I was like, maybe I should just like start grinding Inferno. Oh my god, no, I shouldn't. So now we're at Coliseum, and then I don't know if I'm gonna stay here to tell the Quiver, but it's something to do. I'm enjoying it, and if I happen to go and grind the Quiver, I'm not complaining. I would love that. And then something before us, what you're doing, just like a little podcast thing as well. So we're going to go on a trip at the end of the month. We're going to Germany. If you guys have any recommendations what to do in Germany, comment on Spotify, YouTube, whatever.
Yeah, we'll be in the northwestern half.
Yes. But
northwestern.
We are going to Berlin too. I feel like that's where most people have suggestions. So just in case.
Well, yeah, I just say northwest so that they don't suggest like the south.
Yeah, we want to go to like the Cinderella or whatever castle, but it's just
the Wäschersverein castle.
That's not what it's called. We watched a video before and they said capybara in German is Wäschersverein. So Robert keeps saying it's the Wäschersverein castle.
It's like the newer Schwein.
Okay, yeah, something like that. Anyway, yeah, so we're gonna for 3 weeks have pre-recorded episodes. On the June 26th episode, I actually recorded with Angel Fates, and she's gonna be joining. And then for the other 2 episodes, so July 3rd and July 10th, we're also having guests on. I'm not announcing them yet because I haven't posted anywhere about it, and just in case like I don't post about it yet or anything happens, I'll wait. But
yeah, either way, we'll have special guests.
We'll have
so
special
shout
guests.
out to them.
Yeah, and go check out socials so you'll see who is announced and when, so you can ask questions. Because Angel, we literally announced like 20 hours before I recorded with her.
Yep.
So follow the socials, I guess, or the Discord. You'll see it on there.
Cool.
But yeah, what are you up to?
I actually, since our last episode, have been up to quite a bit.
You have? I forgot.
Yeah, so I finally turned in my 336,000 Stardust.
It's the end of a freaking era, dude.
Yeah, so I don't know how many bags I ended up getting. I mean, you can do the math, but I ended up with just shy of 45,000 gems.
Oh my god, over half of which were sapphires, I think.
And I started with 400,000 crafting XP. I think I was around level 60. And since then, I'm really close to 3 million XP.
He's
and
not done.
I've cut almost all of the rubies, which means I've cut the sapphires and I've cut the emeralds completely.
Yeah, next up we got the diamonds, and he got some dragonstone too.
Yeah, diamonds and dragonstone.
No
and then I still, the thing is, like 3 million XP is cool, but I need 5 million.
Oh my god, he's gonna have to go glass blowing after all.
No, yeah,
wait, you can make gold bracelets.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna make the bracelet. That's like the whole other part of it,
I forgot
which is
about
why
that.
it's taking so long. But anyways, yeah, so still working on that. Kind of cool. It's cool because my the value of my bank has gone up like so significantly.
Oh yeah.
Like it's for instance, like I have like 200K as like that's my gold stack on
Jeez
my
Louise.
character, but my stack of sapphires alone for high alching is 3 mil.
Oh my goodness.
So, and that'll obviously only go like significantly up once I turn them into bracelets.
Yeah, to be fair, that's like 22,000 sapphire though. No one's gonna high oak that many sapphires.
Oh, really? You
Unless
don't think someone's gonna high alch that many sapphires?
irons are crazy. That's just something
That's
you guys
like
would
the
do.
whole point.
Can't you turn them into the guy in Shiloh?
I could.
Well, you have to have a lead done, I think.
Yeah, and also I could just sell them to
Oh, a
people
gym person.
in the wilderness. Gem person.
Oh, I thought they're like the gym people and like
No,
Alderan.
no. If you want high alch, you have to go to the store in the
Oh,
wilderness.
lame. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that, but actually, I'm also considering not even getting to the 90 crafting and just settling for getting a glory instead of a fury.
No way, you have to now.
Well, I think it's going to take a really long time to finish this.
Yeah. I mean,
Like just the high alching alone is going to take a really long time.
do you have to high alch it right now?
I don't have to, but I will have to high alch a significant amount in order to buy the 40,000 gold. Well, I'm not going to. Okay, to be fair, I am going to keep a
Okay.
bunch of the rubies and the diamonds for bolts.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a lot of the sapphires and the emeralds, I would
Well,
have to high alch it.
whenever you start doing the bracelets, because obviously you've been starting from the lowest to the highest.
Yeah.
Make sure to start with the highest and go to the lowest, because hopefully you'll just meet your goal without having to do 22,000 sapphires.
Yeah, true, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. But anyways, slowly been working on that, and finally finished my busy season through work, which is nice.
Thank God.
Like 11 hours of overtime, but
Yuck.
yeah, that's fine. It's been fine.
You're forgetting the exciting thing that happened this weekend, or
Um,
was it last weekend? Shoot, it
I
might not even be relevant.
I bought a bike.
Yeah, was that last weekend or 2 weekends ago?
I think that was 2 weekends ago.
No, you guys already know he has a bike.
I had to buy a helmet and some accessories before I rid it though.
Oh, maybe that's why it seemed he went for his first bike ride with this
Yeah, I
bike.
did my first bike ride last weekend, 40 miles, and then I did a 5 mile run after.
How did it feel compared to being on the inside stationary?
It was very difficult. I'll be
Oh.
honest. Yeah, it was very difficult, but I think that's because it's weird because I know perfect pacing on the indoor trainer because I'm used to it,
Mm-hmm.
and also because I can read how much power I'm outputting.
Oh yeah,
In
you're like on the
real
app or
life,
whatever.
I don't. They make power pedals,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's incredibly popular and common to get computers for your bike.
Weird.
Yeah, and it like literally just like hook it onto your bike and it like gets the information from your pedals.
So
And
weird.
so it'll do the same thing the indoor trainer does, and it'll tell you your power
Yeah,
in real time.
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and the computer, if you don't have the pedals, is still useful because you can like download like course maps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of people use it to like gauge their power because like you might feel like you're putting out 9 out of 10 effort, but it's really only like 7.
You actually suck.
Yeah, maybe. Or it could be the opposite, I guess. But yeah, either way, I don't have that, so I kind of was just like going by vibe, and I just went out way too hot, and my legs were annihilated for the run,
Holy.
which is not fun. Actually, my legs are still sore.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're getting the real life practice because you're gonna have to bike a lot longer and run a marathon. So
Yeah, true. Never done either. I have rode that.
why sign up for a half iron when you can just do the full one?
Yeah, I don't halfway anything
I guess not.
except for a lot of things. But yeah, it's funny because I have ridden that far
Mhm.
before. Like I've ridden 100 and I think like 105 miles, which 115 is the full iron. So it's
On
like
the stationary?
yeah,
Oh wow, I didn't know that in one day.
yeah. I did that in like 5.5 hours or something like that.
Mole mole.
So hopefully hopefully my last weekend on the real life bike sucked because I didn't get a lot of sleep and I didn't eat very well. So
Mhm.
like I think that probably hopefully had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, and it was your
But
first weekend with it.
yeah, either way, I'm not really, it doesn't really matter how I feel about it just because I'm not gonna like not do the iron anyways. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you're gonna try
whatever.
no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool though. That's all I have been up to this week.
Cool.
Yeah, so we can go into this week's stuff. A lot has been going on the PvP front.
Yeah, this little blog that we're gonna go over does not say anything about what's been happening in Deadman, but you know, it did begin 12 p.m. UTC on Saturday, June 6th. That is the middle of the night for so many people. It started.
Yeah, for there's a lot of US residents that are participating, and
There is.
all of them unfortunately had a very tough wake up call because they just had to wake up and start grinding
It's awful.
right away, because that is all Deadman is. For anyone that's not familiar with Deadman, it's essentially getting up, grinding as much as you possibly can for like a week or two straight, and then take all of your best gear and hopefully do your best in the finals.
Yeah.
And there are teams, so it's not like you're riding solo, but still.
Speaking of, it's sponsored or it's hosted by Solo Mission,
It is
right? Okay,
hosted
I
by
was like,
Solo
wait,
Mission.
it is, right?
Yeah, it's funny because there was like a little bit of an incident this week where
Oh.
Solo Mission was kind of like commentating over like what was happening. It was like a PvP fight at Vedion.
Okay.
And it was funny because he was, doing the whole commentator thing, talking about who's fighting who, strats that are going on. And he had forgot that he joined like a Discord of one of the teams and was just shoutcasting live while the teams were just like in there. And so I thought it was kind of a classic
Oh my
moment.
gosh.
Yeah. I did troll through the Reddit for quite a bit just to show or to get a vibe of what the current scoreboard kind of is for as far as yesterday goes.
Okay.
So going into yesterday, the breach scoreboard, this is like just a scoreboard that people in the community are kind of updating with how many kills and how many deaths and how much like money and like good items they have
Yeah.
for each team. And it does seem like we have a clear team trailing and a clear team pushing it forward is what we'll say, because we don't really know who's going to win, but there are clear
The
teams.
prepping phase at least.
Yeah, there are clearly teams that are more advantaged than others. So West Ham's team, 57 kills, by far in the lead, 11 deaths.
Wow.
Not that much.
And I
Pretty
don't
good.
know what these red coins mean, but
Me neither.
whatever it means, they have 76.
Yeah. I just assume that's like good pieces of gear or something, or
Probably.
I don't think that's actually money.
Yeah.
Or it could actually be because they do have special vendors, so it could be referring to that.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, kind of surprising because Odablock is a favorite when it comes to PvP related things, in by far and away dead last.
Yeah. 6 kills and 40 deaths. And
With
whatever the red coin
zero
is.
red coins.
Whatever that means, 0.
Yeah. We don't ever pretend to have any knowledge on PvP stuff.
Yeah, we're just telling you what we can see here. Don't know what this means.
Yeah. But
Do what
anyways,
you will with that.
kind of interesting watching from time to time if you do enjoy PvP, because a lot of it is coordinated PvP amongst like relatively good players for the most part. Obviously some PVM players that just are,
Yeah.
not their main thing, but they are good players in their own respects.
Yeah, the Deadman Allstars, it's like an invite only Deadman that Jagex gives them like special worlds and it's hosted by Solo Mission.
Yeah.
So it's like 30 content creators. So odds are you like one of the people competing in this.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. There's a lot of tactics and strategies you might not normally see, but there's plenty of highlights going around throughout the week, and there's going to be another week of it, so feel free to stay locked in if this is what you've been liking. If you haven't checked it out, then maybe give it a try.
And the live event's going to happen soon in Chicago.
It is going to happen soon. And on their actual blog for this, they do have links to every single creator's stream. So feel free to find your stream that you like more or less, or someone you haven't checked out before, and maybe check them out.
Yeah. Would recommend. Also, people were bullying No Monkey for crying on stream, which is crazy.
I mean,
They've never cried before.
I don't know what you expected. It's RuneScape.
I know. But I'm like, dang, you guys, isn't it supposed to be men's mental health awareness? And you're making fun of someone for crying? Come on.
It is. It is men's
It
mental
is.
health awareness.
Happy Pride and happy mental illness.
True. Also, I've been
I
playing
guess.
more Warframe recently just because it like
Oh my
is
gosh,
cool.
we're so slacking.
What?
RuneScape compared to Warframe.
Oh yeah, Warframe
He was
is
showing off to me.
very inclusive. Very good
He was
community.
literally flexing on me, changing the color palette of like everything in his game to be the trans flag, just like flaunting all the LGBTQ stuff that they get for Pride Month. They might even have it normally. I don't know. And then meanwhile, we're
They,
just like
not only do they have the Pride celebration every year, they've actively donated to Pride organizations every year and mental health every year,
oh,
and also other things for like disabled gamers, like
there's a
a
bunch
bunch
of
of charities and communities.
Oh, I wish I liked Warframe.
Yeah,
Why
very
can't RuneScape do that? Come on,
very good
guys.
community. So that's kind of cool there. But anyways, it did remind me because like I don't know if it's a bunch of people or just one guy that keeps posting, but since it is Men's Mental Health
Hmm.
Awareness Month, like someone keeps posting this Warframe. His name is Excalibur Umbra,
Hmm.
and he's essentially like this Warframe. He all Warframes used to be people, and so
Oh, okay.
he,
He was like, I was gay.
or for the most part, so no, like he was like tortured
Oh God.
by.
Okay. Yeah, that's not what.
Yeah, his story is actually really highly related to men's mental health or just mental
Uh,
health awareness in general.
yeah.
But like, yeah, like his story is crazy. He was tortured by like this noble and like manipulated to like kill his son and like relive that over and over
Oh
again
my
until
gosh.
like he like went crazy.
Ugh.
And we help him like go through, essentially we like become his therapist.
I kind of love that.
Yeah.
You're like, have you ever tried not being sad?
Yeah, sure. But
I
yeah.
used to be so freaking delusional that I like we have like a little like light board thing, that you could like put letters on, whatever. I had it when I was like 22 and I was so depressed at the time and I made it say choose to be happy.
Big. Just
Why
choose
didn't I
it.
just choose that? Like, hello? I was so stupid. Should have just
Yeah.
chosen to be happy. I do think
Um,
you could choose to be optimistic though, and I think that's what I do.
I believe so. Blindly so.
Maybe, yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it maybe shouldn't be, but that's okay.
But anyways,
She
so
says optimistically.
if you have been following the Deadman news or haven't, that's cool. But yeah, like Michelle mentioned, there is going to be the live event that's happening soon. I think the finale tickets are still technically available. If you,
Probably like crazy expensive though.
I mean, I can't imagine they're much more expensive. It's already been weeks
I
and
know, but I mean,
weeks.
like, there's probably only the expensive ones left.
Yeah, maybe. But either way,
Yeah.
feel free to check them out. It is going to be in Chicago, and they do still have the early bird prices for the in-person only merch.
I still really like the merch that's like the person wearing an Inferno cape. I don't
Yeah.
know. It just looks pretty sick.
I think it looks almost exactly like art from the anime Berserk.
Oh, that's funny. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, also an incredibly tragic
Oh
anime.
God. Okay. We just watched
Um,
a really sad episode of One Piece, and I could not even finish my vegan nachos after. I
yeah,
felt
anyone that
sick.
doesn't know, or that does know, it's the backstory for Law.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's all we have to say on that. No
that's it for the
spoils.
Deadman stuff, though.
Yeah.
Interesting, cool clips coming out of that. So
I
I'm
do
sure
want
we'll see
to
more next week.
I want to say that it's really messed up that every single character in One Piece ever has the most tragic backstory.
You haven't even got to the good ones.
Oh my God. It literally started out with like a dog with a tragic story.
I
Not even a main character, and I cried.
I heard that the guy that swims,
Yeah, the guy that wears a diaper.
yeah, I heard he has a very tragic backstory.
That someone in chat was like, wait till you get to his backstory. And I was like, he has a backstory?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And also,
No spoils, please.
I'm not gonna spoil, but because you already know who he is, but Kuma.
Oh, okay.
He is like, it's like near current
Hmm.
stuff, but he has like a very, I think he has his own arc, but he has a very tragic backstory too.
Well, the thing is, you can list any character in One Piece, and they all have a very tragic backstory.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Very accurate.
If you
but
haven't cried watching One Piece, you're a liar.
someone that doesn't have a tragic backstory is RuneScape Dragonwilds.
I mean, it might. I don't know.
No. So it's already actually had a pretty successful launch thus far, but the full launch for Dragonwilds is actually happening pretty soon, September 15th. 15th.
I think it's very silly that they announce it's coming out this fall. You guys get hype, and then 1 week later they're like, "By the way, September 15th." I'm like, why didn't you just say that initially? Maybe they
I don't
weren't 100% sure yet.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
But either way, it does coincide with their final update of the year. Very big, major update. They're actually having two major updates this year, but I'm just going to call it the final because the
Yeah, I
last
was
one's
like,
in December. So I don't
that's
always like to rely on those.
definitely not the final.
Yeah. Anyways, this major update is going to include the Scorned Wilderness Raid, the Runite tier, all skills getting up to level 99 available, and they're including more platforms, such as the newest one being
The Switch
the
2.
Switch. Yeah.
What? That sounds like it would be so fun to play on a Switch. Why is it only a Switch 2 though?
Yeah, so you can get on the mailing list for the Switch 2 if you want. It doesn't say it's going to be in their store or anything, but I'm sure eventually it will be.
Yeah, so PlayStation, Xbox, Epic Games Store, Steam, and Switch.
Yeah.
2 only.
Yeah,
Whatever.
and they even have a roadmap, but obviously, like I just mentioned, it's nearly the end of the year, so they're pretty much fulfilling it. They're going to add more quests, and then the
This-
winter update is going to just add a new material and a new skill, so it's not the biggest
I mean,
update.
it's prayer. They even refer to it as a major update.
They say it's a major update, but like the major update that I'm referencing when 1.0 releases adds an
Is a
entire
raid
new
and
area.
stuff. Yeah, true.
So
But I would say prayer is pretty important.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so if you are unfamiliar with Dragonwilds, it's a like survival game. You can play with up to 4 players, and you get skills and themes related to RuneScape, but it's not in Gilno or anything like that. It's in
Kind of like a
Ashenvale.
parallel universe type vibe.
Yeah, it's kind of like RS3, where like you'll have very similar stuff to OSRS, but it's more just the theme. But
Yeah.
it's more
But
like
they have the Wise Old Man.
if you're to play like Minecraft or something like along those lines, it's more like that style of game.
Yeah. I definitely want to play this eventually. I don't know when I'll wait. Maybe I'll just wait till like the end of the year when they have everything.
True.
We'll see.
I wonder if the raids are good because you'll be fighting the God Eater Dragon Queen.
I love drag queens.
True.
Oh, right. Then we had like a very quick thing here. So this is the Game Status Information Center. They just tell you about like reboots and stuff, but there was like 2 interesting things on here. As they prepare for the launch of Blood Moon Rises on June 30th, there are no major game updates this week, which I mean, obviously you could see. There's also not going to be any June 24th, so thankfully we recorded with Angel Fate for that week. They've also positioned the game jam around this, allowing the rest of the team to workshop new potential additions to the game. There will still be a game update on June 17th. I imagine it's going to be like one of the small ones. Hopefully we get the game jam next week though, so we could talk about it.
Yeah, hopefully.
And they're opening up the League's reward shop tomorrow.
This
So
week, yeah.
yeah, by the time that you listen, it will already be open. It's gonna go live around 8 a.m. UTC Thursday. It's gone. It's already in there. I don't even need
Yeah.
to tell you the time. So go get
Which-
your stuff.
Which of course does, obviously coincide with the end of the league. So leagues
Yeah.
are officially over by the time you hear this. Hopefully you got all the points you wanted. If not, who cares? Because it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
But now you can spend your points if you did do a bit of grinding.
I'm so excited. I just want to buy everything. I don't even think I'm gonna sell anything initially. I'm like, yeah, I kind of just want to get the unlocks.
Yeah. There's something to be said about like whether it's more worth selling things immediately and then,
It's
or like trying to
so-
hold them. But honestly, I don't think a lot of them maintain value strongly over a long time.
Some people were saying like if it's like 6 months later, but it's like who wants to hold on
I-
to it 6 months to make 5 mil more?
That's fine, but also I don't even think it's like that much unless you're investing like an absolute boatload of points or gold into it.
Yeah, I do know somebody I think actually got Max Task in our Discord, which I didn't realize till later after they posted it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. But anyways, it is over.
yeah.
League's over.
Get your rewards from the League's Tutor and Lumbridge.
Yep. So now we can get into the real meat of this week, which is going to be the summer sweep up.
Dude, this is a lot. Okay, so the thing is, this came out last week. There's already been changes. We're going to go through the old blog first, and then we're going to go back through the new stuff.
Yeah, mostly because the new stuff did seem like it more so builds on the old
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like actually like still kind of related.
Yeah. So we'll just make sure you know everything that's going on, which is going to be starting off with a Hunter rework of sorts. Mainly just making Hunter have more viable options throughout its leveling
Feel
curve.
less clunky.
Yeah, so the first one is going to be falconry. So you'll no longer be held in place when the falcon is chasing a kebbit, meaning you can reposition and walk around. And you'll be able to ask your falcon to catch a kebbit even if your inventory is full, with all the extra stuff just being gone. It
Yeah.
just disappears. It doesn't go to the floor, it just disappears.
You'll also be able to ask your falcon to catch a kebbit even if your inventory is full.
That's what I just
Access.
said.
No way.
Yep.
I thought you only said the first one.
Nope. And then I said, also, all your stuff will be disappeared.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't read it exactly. That's why it confused me.
No.
Dude, I was so prepped waiting for my line. I didn't realize you were ad-libbing.
Yeah.
God.
Yikes. But yeah, so
I like this change.
I think it's a good change.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
actually really annoying. Being like, okay, now pause. Drop, 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 drop. It's like, why, dude? Why?
Yeah, true. And then the next thing is going to be aerial fishing.
Yeah. Oh, we had like someone responding to this last week because they were talking about changing aerial fishing. I don't know what exactly we said, but we did say something about aerial fishing because someone replied and I wanted to read it to get like other people's input.
Okay.
They said, I won't say their name just in case they don't want me to, but they said, I'm so annoyed at the changes to aerial fishing rewards. As someone who spent 60 hours getting my fish sack, I wear it over any skill cape I have and constantly get compliments and people asking about it. Them having it makes me so mad. Just like everything in the game gets easier with time, so why not just wait to do anything? I think that's actually very valid. And that's kind of low-key why I wait to do a lot of stuff. Because it's just like, I don't feel like right now and it'll be easier later.
I think it's valid, but I don't share the sentiment mostly because like it just I think that's a not a good mentality.
Yeah, it is a little bit like the crab. Is it like the crab mentality? Is that right? Because you're like, I want everyone to like suffer like how I did, I guess.
Yeah, like if you're like, I walked through broken glass to get to school, why don't you guys?
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can still just tell people like, and I got it before the update. I do that for jobs still. I'll be like, I got before it was boosted.
True. Well, number one, or not number one, but like one of the things I was thinking of is people still aren't going to do it.
Yeah, definitely not.
Right.
Yeah.
So the reason they mentioned the fish sack is because it is getting reduced and made easier to get from 1,000 pearls to 500, which is obviously 50%. Very, very quick in comparison. And also they're increasing the chance of you gaining multiple pearls by 50%. So really it's more of a 75% nerf if you include that.
Nice.
From 1,000. So
yeah, to read the rest. So increase the distance at which you're able to perform quick catches from a 3x3 area to a 4x4 area. In effect, this means you're more likely to chain together back-to-back catches every take if you'd like to play at this level of intensity.
They also added a toggle to Alri the Angler that allows you to commemorate or cormorant?
Your bird. It's your bird.
Allows your I thought it said allows you to cormorant. I was like, I've never heard of this adjective or this verb. To eat fish in your inventory if you don't have any appropriate bait, effectively reducing the need for you to fish offcuts as you go. This means that you can forego the XP in cooking and make the activity less click intensive.
I will be doing that. Occasionally, a larger pool will spawn that you can send your bird to several times in a row, which adds a little downtime or periods of lower intensity to break up the rapid pace.
Yeah. Also, like I said, they are reducing the price of not just the fishing sack from 1,000 to 500. You're also going to get refunded any lost pearls if you've already bought them, and they're reducing the price. Also, angler pieces are from 100 down to 50.
Yes.
And like I said, they're increasing your chance of obtaining a mulk pearl by 50%. So overall, making it way easier. But like I said, I don't think that's a good sentiment still, just because one, you've already got a good use out of it, assumedly.
I will say, as a spoiler, there is more stuff that they said about this week.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to use your refunded pearls at least.
True.
Pause on that till we're done with the rest of the past update.
There's that.
Your blog.
Like I like to think hopefully you got a good amount of use out of the sack. Also, I like to think that a lot of people still won't do this, mostly because it is kind of a niche grind.
I just want to go for collection logging.
I think a lot of people are also much more likely to go for the barrel over the sack.
Yeah.
Just because of its usability.
I forget that there's even two different things.
Yeah, so I think your nicheness is still fairly safe even with these changes.
You still have something rare.
Yeah, it's just not as rare.
And you'd be surprised how much people don't read these blogs and never hear about this stuff.
True. I think people will still ask you about it just because of how few people will actually wear it.
Yeah, they still won't know what it is.
Yeah, but eventually things do need to get, well, not need to, but things usually do get
Will,
easier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is deadfall traps. Deadfall traps are generally associated with the earliest of hunter levels, with maniacal monkeys being a notable exception for their relatively low intensity.
I
I
was
didn't even
surprised.
know you do it
I was
there.
surprised how many people said they did this to 99.
What?
Yeah, apparently it's like 120 or 150,000 XP an hour, and it's really chill.
Jesus. Okay. Well, they're not really changing the monkey thing at all, so don't get excited. But for general deadfall traps, they're increasing the limit to 2 traps. It is really annoying that you can be like 90 hunter. It's like you could set 1 trap.
Yeah.
Like, huh? Is that right? Am I making that up?
No, you're right.
Okay. I was like, I think.
And then they're also making it so deadfall traps have a chance to preserve your log, so you might not need to get so many trees.
That's so nice. You know what? And I think you can place more than one. Wait, is this the rock one?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
this
Okay,
is
no,
the
you
rock
can
one.
only have one. Okay, I was
Yeah.
thinking something else. I was thinking the one in the pit.
No.
Make deadfall traps able to catch 8 ticks or 4.8 seconds after being placed. Currently, it's 15 ticks or 9 seconds.
Big.
I had no idea. Was that crazy?
They also increased the catch rate for wild kebbits by 2.5 times. You know, that should pretty much give you 4 times increased XP per hour for wild kebbits specifically.
Wow. Lower the XP given by wild, barbed, prickly, and saber-tooth kebbits and pyre foxes by around 20%. The other changes here still math out to around 60% increased XP from these creatures. They just want to bring in line with other methods as opposed to making them like crazy strong.
Yeah, there's also some other random hunter changes, such as allowing 2 traps to be placed starting at level 1 hunter rather than 20. This doubles your XP rates early on for catching birds and other hunter stuff.
Make the Ring of Pursuit able to reveal full tracks even after one's already been started.
And they improved the drop rate and the pity rate for butterflies.
That's nice.
Yeah, they pretty much reduced it by half, so from 1 in 75 to 40 and 150, or 1 in 150 to 80.
That being the drop rate's now 1 in 40 and the pity rate is 80 KC.
Yeah.
KC. It's actually, I liked catching the butterflies and moths at first, and then after like my 3rd time doing them, I was like start falling asleep.
Yeah, it's pretty boring because they
Yeah.
don't really move, and then you're just sitting there and like waiting to get the drop.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's a time.
Yeah.
Grant 30 hunter XP for killing a chompy bird. It's obviously not going to do much, but it makes sense that you'd be getting something.
Yep.
Agility changes with every summer sweep up, everything like this, they bring up agility.
True.
Naturally.
I mean, a lot of the agility stuff is way overdue, in my opinion.
I was gonna say, I'm so interested what you think. So they make a lot of sepulcher changes. Lower floor 4's entry requirement to 77. It's currently 82. And lower floor 5's entry from 92 to 87.
Yeah.
You had to be really high to get it previously.
Yeah, I do get, obviously, that's only halfway, 92, but to be doing like floors 1 through 3 for so long felt really bad.
Yeah.
Especially because you can only get like good like loot at floor 5. It kind of felt like
People
not
just wouldn't go to
pointless.
sepulcher until they're 92.
No, I mean the XP is still really good.
Oh, I didn't go till I was 92.
Yeah, no, the XP is still really
By
good.
people, I meant me.
Yeah, it just felt really bad and kind of monotonous.
Yeah.
I mean, as is all of agility, but it just didn't need to be that high, and so they reduced it by 5.
This one would have been so helpful for me because I once wasted the most time
You
doing
did.
this. Allow
Twice.
allow players to boost for floor entry, meaning a player at 72 agility could eat a bite of summer pie at the end of floor 3 to gain entry to floor 4. I once spent all stream figuring out how to make a freaking summer pie. Was this like Gridlock or something?
Gridlock.
Gridmaster.
What?
Gridmaster?
Yeah, I mean that's the name of it.
I don't know. Whatever it was, I'm pretty sure that's when I was doing this. Spent forever figuring out how to make this pie. Went to realize I forgot the pie, and I was like, frick, I have to go again. Got the pie, went back, realized you can't boost. It was the biggest waste of like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm not meant to be an iron. I'm meant to just buy summer pies, by the way.
True.
And they adjusted floor 5's grand coffin that it requires 84 thieving or 92 agility to open. That's
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
No, I
I
mean
kind
that's
of like it though.
that's appropriate.
Yeah. I just thought it was kind of cool that you have the option.
Yeah, and then ultimately their aim was to make the floors more comfortable and
More fun.
yeah, it's just it was a slog, and they even say that here. Since floor 3 gets quite mundane after a little while, these changes are aimed at getting players through more floors quickly, and a perfect excuse for you to burn through that stuck.
They would say stack.
Yeah,
It's a typo.
clearly a typo of summer pies. The U's not even close to
You
the
know
A.
that they wanted to type stuck in it or whatever they usually say.
Yeah. You want to get stuck in.
Yeah, is that how they say it?
Yeah.
I hate it.
Anyways, something else you might want to get stuck in after they update it is going to be the Colossal Worm Agility course.
Yeah, so this was initially supposed to be like low intensity alternative for reduced XP, but low key it's exactly the same as a normal rooftop.
It's literally just rooftops.
It's just a rooftop.
But it's a skeleton.
Yeah. But you do get like the slutty graceful, which is really cute. But they're going to increase the duration of the worm agility course by around 25 to 30%, increase XP and termites to match. That's the same XP per hour and termites per hour, but fewer inputs per hour. So more like little cutscenes, I'm guessing, of your character being like, oh.
Yeah, I guess so. Either way, the XP per hour is getting increased, and you
We're
might
happy.
be able to use all of your new agility levels on a bunch of shortcuts. They're adding a few.
Yeah, I love when they add shortcuts.
So at level 49, they're going to add one west of Drainer. It's a small gap in the fence.
Level 54, southwest of Giants Plateau, allowing easy access to and from the deserts.
60 is going to be the southern edge of Edgeville, cutting down on travel if you lost a brass key.
62, central area on the top floor of Arceus Library, allowing you to jump down to the bottom floor. Really like that one.
Yeah. Level 79, north of Sophonim, a slippery stepping stone for you to cross the river Elide in a flash.
Huh?
82.
Level 82, I says level. The small island north of Mostly Harmless. Your least favorite treasure trail step just got a whole lot better. That's the one where you have to go through the entire cave horror freaking cave. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Also, west of Polnivnich at level 83 allows access to the alley, the Hag's hut.
Cool. Anyway.
These ones are kind of weird.
These are kind of weird. So, okay, let's explain like the thinking. They want to take a look at some of the most frustrating shortcuts out there. Grapple shortcuts. There's no shortage of shortcuts in the game that you'll look at and think, my character's done way tougher than this. So we'd like to allow some grapple crossbow shortcuts to be over leveled and able to be completed without any gear at all. So level 8 grapple for the Broken Raft and River Lum. They want you to be able to use it barehanded at level 48. The level 11 at the Faldor Wall Climb. They want you to use barehanded at level 52. Level 32 between Catherby and Taverley, use barehanded at 68. They also make it a two-way shortcut, which I kind of like that it'd be two-way.
They need to just do that.
Yeah. Level 36 at the Catherby Water Obelisk Jump, you can do barehanded at 72. 39, level 39, wall climb barehanded at 69, nice. And the corresponding achievement diary task would still require a grapple to be used. And level 53, strong trees just south of Kromsha Volcano, usable barehanded at 78. So they're not adding it to Armadillo.
Yeah.
Still have to bring one there, unfortunately.
Cool.
I like these. At first I was like, this is freaking weird. But I don't think it's the weirdest because it's kind of like sharks. As you get like level 90, you can catch them barehanded.
Sure.
I'm like, that's kind of weird too. So I don't think this is too crazy because I compare it to that.
I think this is stupid.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, but I never use these shortcuts specifically because I don't want to get a grapple.
I don't use these shortcuts mostly because they're completely useless.
No, I would use the Faldor one sometimes for clues if I could. I would probably use a couple of these if I could for clues, but
Yeah.
I don't because I have to use a grapple. I'd rather run.
Yeah. No, definitely not. If I were to ever use these, I would just get a grapple. It's not that big a deal. And most of them are useless except for like maybe the Catherby one.
I mean, the Kromsha Volcano one's nice because the other side is right next to the Krom ones, right? So you can take a fairy ring to Krom ones and then use the grapple to get to the volcano.
Yeah. But
Every day I'm trying to find better ways to get to Crandor.
yeah, you could just use a grapple though.
No, sounds made up.
I don't get it just doesn't make sense. One, like, how are you just gonna magically, like, some of the rock wall stuff, cool. Falador wall climb makes sense. Maybe you're getting good at rock climbing.
I'm excited to see the animation because you're gonna leap across a pond, swing off a tree.
Yeah, how are you gonna get onto these trees that don't have ropes connected to them?
I don't know, but I'm so excited to see what it looks like. It looks so funny.
So thematically, it doesn't make sense. Two, like, what are we doing? There's an item for this.
I like it.
Just remove the item if you're gonna be like this. like what are we doing?
We have some other skilling related changes though.
Yeah, so this is for Guardians of the Rift, everyone's favorite rune crafting minigame because
Made
it's
me
the
like rune
only one.
crafting.
So this is a fairly contentious minigame because it has some of the best rewards out of any minigame in the game.
The rewards are so good.
One of them is fairly difficult to get because all the other ones low-key now have a guaranteed way to get them. The only one that was an outlier was the Abyssal Needle, but no longer. It is now purchasable for 750 Abyssal Pearls, which is a ton.
It's a lot of pearls.
That's like almost a full outfit. But
Very
it is,
unlikely you will go that dry, but if you do, hey, at least you could buy it.
yeah, if you do go Giga Dry though, then yeah, you can just buy it now, which
Yeah.
I know some people are happy about that. Some people are pissed because you can use your pearls to get more rolls and people have already spent the 750 pearls.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I get that, but you can't really be mad about something you didn't know was going to happen.
Yeah, but imagine getting 1,000 pearls, spending them all and still not having it. And then they come out with you being able to buy it for less pearls.
Yeah, it's kind of rough.
This next change, though, one of the most insane changes.
My gosh, so exciting. So they're going to allow the Abyssal Lantern to function outside of Guardians of the Rift if it's burning logs that provide some effect beyond the activity. So normal, oak, maple, and yew logs will not have any function outside, but willow, blisterwood, magic, and redwood will.
Redwood, most of all, most important. For anyone that doesn't know the function of a redwood abyssal lantern, it makes it so that you no longer have degradation on your pouches, exact same way the rune crafting maxscape works.
The runecrafting maxscape does that?
Yep.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
They're additionally going to allow the Guardian's Eye to unlock a permanent metamorphosis on the Rift Guardian rather than giving you back the weird Guardian's Eye every time that you change it.
Yep.
I thought it already did that, to be fair.
In a similar vein, they're allowing players to purchase the fish barrel and the tackle box for 6,000 spirit flakes from Temporos.
Coral.
Coral?
I know nothing about coral. Coral?
I didn't even know this was a popular method. Apparently it is, though.
I just want to be very clear. Literally reading this, I was like, oh, I had no idea this was a thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, we can just kind of sum it up.
Sure, you sum it up.
Sure. So if anyone is interested in EHP, which just is effective
Hours played.
Hours played. Yeah. So this is just if you want to maximize the amount of XP you're getting, then you'll measure it in EHP. Most people don't care about this. Obviously, min-maxers do. So if you are a min-maxer, then you might be familiar with this specifically Iron Man method of farming, which is with coral. You get pretty good XP rates, up to 100,000 XP, and or no, that's not 100,000 XP.
Yeah, which means that if scroll back up. Oh no, they're giving an example.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing.
I was like, it's not 100,000 XP.
Sorry guys, we don't know how to
I was
read.
like, it's like definitely not. I was like, they didn't even mention the XP rates.
Well, the main issue is that people are getting way too much coral, like ridiculous amounts of coral. So it was showing a comparison compared to like Renar weed yields. And if you have like magic secateurs using added seed, you're getting like maybe 9, 10 at most. The same thing for the highest level coral. You're getting around 55 coral.
A lot of coral.
It's crazy. And yeah, I guess that's like good for herbivore. I don't know.
No, it's good for farming.
You use it for farming?
This is how you get farming XP.
Why
That's
do
the whole point of farming coral.
I thought they specifically said they don't want to be like farming. They said we'd like to enact some changes that increase the amount of coral gained at lower farming levels and without all those extra conditions, but bring down the top end slightly, meaning coral becomes more appealing for most of you reading while becoming a little weaker at the very top. They even think it's something else. Yeah, I don't know. So changing the coral output.
Either way, you will be getting less XP and less coral. They're actually nerfing it by a ton.
Yeah, if you have a bunch of seeds, I would plant them right now.
Yeah.
Do it while you can.
Also, if we mixed up some of the numbers here, like we just mentioned, neither of us have ever even heard of this XP method.
Yeah. I didn't know it was that good.
Yeah, we might be wrong. Also, if you're interested, you probably already know about this nerf. So yeah, they're nerfing it by like 30%, which is a ton. That is a huge, huge amount.
Yeah. So all coral get 6 harvest lives, up from 4. Chance to obtain coral frags from the associated thieving chest reduced to 1 in 20, down from 1 in 15. I don't even know what they're talking about. Adjust some stat random values behind the scenes for various frags. This shifts their yield in game as a rough estimate of how these changes will shift average yield. Here are some numbers Rober will read for you.
Yeah, I'll just say that they roughly nerfed all of the yields at 99 by like 30%.
Yeah, okay. Well, there.
Yeah,
I was going to give some examples,
they
but
are upping, they're increasing the amount of yields for like the Umbral at 77, but the other two are getting nerfed by a little bit
well,
at 77.
at the 77, no, they're buffing all of them at 77. They're
Oh,
nerfing
yeah.
all of them at 99. You're
Yeah,
looking at the
yeah.
wrong line.
Yeah.
So these changes are quite number heavy, which is exactly why we didn't say them out loud. The tagline is you're going to see more coral as you progress through farming and less coral whenever you're past 99 with modifiers like added seeds and the magic secateurs.
Yeah, I wonder why this is significant. I wonder if it's chest for XP or if like the flood of coral was such a big deal.
Well, you know what? It says coral farming currently occupies a really strong position for irons and ultimates when it comes to herb lore. So people are using on herb lore to get crazy XP, I guess.
Who cares?
Use Jagex. I don't know, man.
Nah, bro. Don't make these Iron Man changes. Don't make it easier. Don't make it harder. Just put it in the game.
leave it, you
Change
think?
it for mains and don't change it for irons.
I
This
don't know.
stupid change.
Read the other cheeks, please.
So other tweaks, they remove the make X interface when using a log on an existing bonfire. Instead, just use the log to start adding it.
That makes sense. I don't know why you would make a certain amount of logs
I don't
into the
know.
bonfire. Remove the herblore level requirement on the region pouch.
And improve the shark lure so that they increase the rate at which you fish from 5 to 4 ticks, making it 20% faster for all the sharks.
Buff the elite clue rate from heroes by 25% from 1 in 1400 to 1 in 1050. I love that they just have the random thieving thing in there for
True.
like no reason.
And then next is one of the
Ooh.
biggest changes, and it essentially rolled out the way that we kind of guessed. And this is
I'm
for the
happy about
gauntlet.
this. Yeah, we talked about this a lot last week, and we were like talking about drop rates and everything. And I want to say, you don't have to believe me, but before reading this blog, I was like walking around at work and just thinking about RuneScape while walking around, as you do. And I was like, man, you know what actually be like a good change if they made it like chambers and made all the like supplies in the beginning stackable.
Yep,
They did that.
they did that.
It's like they
Definitely-
read my mind.
If I had to guess, probably the biggest change out of all these is that now the friend bar, crystal ore, and linium, tyranium,
Wow,
or tyranium are all stackable now,
that's so exciting.
which is something that neither of us saw coming, at least initially.
I
But
saw that one day in my brain.
I said initially. So, but they did add the things that we kind of guessed on, which is they added a guaranteed demi boss in the locations they are typically able to spawn in. At least one guaranteed. And also with the demi bosses, they made it so their max hit range is down to 10 from 16. So you're not going to get sniped from a dark beast in the other room.
It sucks whenever they hit you so hard.
Yeah. And they also added a guaranteed weapon frame drop from your first low tier NPC kill. Previously, it was guaranteed on the third low tier NPC
Yeah,
kill.
so that's really nice. Other changes for simplifying prep, they're automatically going to place crystal shards in your inventory rather than you having to pick them up.
And they reduced the variance of the number of crystals dropped by enemies, meaning the number of enemies you need to kill should feel more consistent.
Standardize the stats of the regular enemies within tiers, so that's not better to kill a wolf over a scorpion, for example. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, and they also simplified all of the crystal shards that come from enemies. Now it's not going to be kind of random and like seemingly out of nowhere.
I think we'll wait to say the numbers because I think that they list them again at the top of the blog.
Yeah.
And there might be typos apparently here. So we'll wait.
Either way, essentially, they're going to make it so that it's a little bit cheaper to do the earlier tiers 1 and 2 and more expensive to do tiers 3.
Yeah. These changes should make prep feel more reliable, make the quantities of things easier to remember, and probably speed things up for a lot of people. Oh,
Yeah.
also prevent weapon frames from dropping if you already have 3 weapon frames or crafted weapons.
Yeah, and they're just making things more round number-ish, so it'll be in stacks of like 50 and 100 that are required instead of like 20 and
Good.
like 50 or 40 and stuff like that.
I'm glad.
Anyways, there's some other PVM and PVM adjacent changes. So they added a minimum number of player attacks before the Phantom Muspa can change styles to prevent consistent back-to-back swapping.
Constant.
It's gonna be annoying in like 5-way switches.
It is really annoying when you just like hit it once and it's like, ah, switch. I'm
They're
like,
also
bro.
making pretty much the exact same change to demonic gorillas. They're gonna have overhead cooldowns, so you're not constantly switching back and forth.
Good. Lower the duration of Muspa's homing spikes attack so that it ends a little sooner since it's kind of a drag. And it really is.
They added a cooldown before the Skotiza totem can spawn, so you're not just running at it over and over again.
Reduce the size of Skatizo's arena so you're more focused on dealing damage than running around. It is a massive arena for no reason.
Yeah, especially if like one spawns, you run all the way over there, kill it, and then another one on the other end spawns.
Yeah, the little totems with their eyes. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
They also removed the restriction on lifesteal effects against the Wardens of Elidness or Tumikin, meaning the Blood Fury and the Sanguine Esty now suddenly work there.
Never knew they didn't.
They did.
Reduce Chivalry's drain rate so that it matches Deadeye and Mystic Vigor.
There is no follow-up sentence to this.
Yeah, I don't know what else there's to say.
You know why they put that, right?
No.
Because everyone memes about the chivalry thing.
What's this meme about the chivalry thing?
Oh, there's been a meme because chivalry's failed the polls so many times.
Oh,
About
because they keep
making
trying to
it-
change where it is.
Because they
and
keep
stuff.
trying to make it available to low-level accounts.
Yeah.
So everyone's all like, "Oh, we'll give everyone $1 billion gold, but you have to have chivalry."
Stupid.
So that's why they said there's no follow sentence. They're just making
Just
it.
this. They're not trying to change anything else.
Yeah, so they're just buffing
Yes.
chivalry.
Prevent the Surge's potion cooldown from being reset on death inside chambers.
And they prevented the progress in the night waves from being reset via the door.
If you leave. Next up, there's gonna be more updates on this one as well, just to let
Very
you know.
big change.
Yeah, so they have thoughts on Challenge Mode Chambers of Xeric and Prayer Scrolls. No part of me was expecting this ball.
This is actually just all of Chambers of Xeric, not challenge mode only.
I don't know why they specified challenge mode in the beginning, but yeah, so I'm gonna read this because I thought this was actually so interesting. I didn't know all this. Chambers of Xeric's unique table is weighted heavily towards arcane and dex scrolls, meaning that this is what I didn't know. Roughly 58% of the uniques that you'll see on average will be a prayer scroll.
Yeah, maybe this is specifically to CMs, but the thing is, in their approach, they don't specifically say.
I'm just going based off like the title,
Yeah,
so I'm like probably
it
that.
could only be related to CMs. I don't know.
We're a little
I'm not-
confused by that.
Yeah, I've always been a little confused by that, even with their clarifications.
So they do specify here though. So CM completions add the Twisted Ancestral Kit and the Dust to a tertiary loot table, but don't make any adjustments to the ordinary loot table, meaning 58% of the uniques you see will also be prayer scrolls in challenge modes. So that one, I mean, I guess it is regular in challenge mode.
Yeah,
We get that at least. By contract, Theater of Blood's hard mode.
contrast.
What did I say?
Contract.
God damn it.
Yeah,
By contrast, Tom's hard mode does make adjustments to the loot table, such as the Avernic Defender Hill, which is the most common unique, got 9 of them in leagues, has its weighting reduced by around 7.7%, which makes all the other uniques more common. The chance of seeing a unique chest in a hard mode TOB completion is also higher on its own to compensate for the longer completion time, which is mostly mirrored in the increased points per raid offered by a challenge mode chambers. I feel like they take the same amount of time. I don't know if that's just because I go with people with good gear, though, probably.
well, then inherently it'd be more difficult to get good items from chambers because there's so many more items
There's
on
a
the pool.
lot of stuff on that drop table,
Yeah.
man. The high weighting of first scrolls applying to Chambers challenge modes has been a frequent topic of discussion for some time. Many players suggesting we should reduce the weighting or remove the scrolls entirely from the CM loot table, in line with how hard mode handles the Avernic. The suggestion's simple enough and has some merit, but we're hesitant to make a simple change here since we think the problem's a little bit more complicated. So they want to walk us through a proposal.
Sure.
You want to read the first approach for us?
Honestly, I'm just gonna summarize these because they give entirely new approaches.
That's true, yeah. Just give a baby version.
So there's just 3 approaches. They're gonna either reduce the prayer scroll weighting slightly and then do nothing else, reduce the prayer scroll weighting and reduce the purple chance. To clarify, this is because they're this is gonna this is all about the trying to even out the price of all the other items that come from the raid as well. And then also the third approach, which is just to strictly increase the purple chance totally.
And again, we won't talk too much about that because we're going to talk more about it in a few minutes.
Yeah. And then this fourth one is a unique situation that they
I forgot about
are
this.
contemplating doing. So they say that unique prices are delicate, and Chambers uniques have historically done pretty good at maintaining value considering the raid's lifespan.
It's valid.
So we're quite cautious about solutions around this, but they do have an idea that they've been toying with. And I don't know why this isn't called approach number 4, because this is essentially approach number 4.
Yeah.
And this is to essentially make it so that if you get like a arcane prayer scroll, you can re-roll this for a chance at hitting the unique table again.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed. It could get deleted and you get nothing from the purple table,
Yeah.
but we're going to get more into that later. They talk about it a lot more this week.
There's a ton of discussion around this. Is, I think, by far the most like divisive because there's so many ways to go about this, and none of them seem correct, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't think we need to read the rest of this because I think that, they pretty much go over it. But just, keep that in mind. We're going to get back to it soon. Next is the gear changes and rebalances. So, starting with gear buffs. I love this. You told me this and I was very excited, even though I don't own one anymore.
Yep.
Sanguinity staff, they increase the chance to heal to 1 in 5, which is up from 1 in 6. Deals 8 additional damage whenever the heal procs. This averages out to plus 1.6 damage per hit.
I think it's around a 6% damage increase.
Oh, wow. Base max hit is increased by +1, and charge cost reduced to 2 blood runes per cast.
33% reduction.
Yeah, crazy.
I'm not going to list these Soul Reaper Axe changes because they change it more later.
Oh, yeah, they do. The rapier stab accuracy increased by +6, strength bonus increased by +4. This guarantees an additional max hit in all setups.
The exact same thing happened, but with Slash for the Blade of Saldor.
Phagasian boots gain +1 range strength bonus.
Master Wand is plus 10% magic damage bonus.
Ancient scepters, all variants have their magic damage bonus increased from +10% up to +10%, up from +5%.
Yeah, the Aquanite Hopper is getting the accuracy penalty halved. They really can't do much here as far as power creep because the Twisted Buckler exists.
You guys, I thought this was funny. Bell's Follies drop rates changing again. It was 1 out of 256. Now it's going to be 1 in 175.
It used to be 1 out of 400 initially.
Yeah. So now it's a lot less cool to have them, but I'll be like, I got a lot of them late.
Some good news is now this puts the Bell's Folly kind of on Iron Man's radars.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
So this is a good update.
I mean, sure.
The Venator bow is going to be made more consistent thanks to new engine capabilities. They can't really explain why, but it's just going to target people or things more reliably.
The Inquisitor changes I will not list because they get changed even more later.
Yep. Shaman Mask magic bonus is increased from +2 or 2 +2 from -6.
Yeah.
Big difference.
And I guess I'll mention the Glaive of Ralos here, even though they do make some more changes to it later. But the special attack buff reduce opponent's defense by 12.5%, up from 10% per hit. And they also increased its accuracy by 50%. Just for the spec.
Going into nerfs. I understand where they're coming from, but I'm still sad about this because this is the only reason I was able to get the Bardorvis speed times. Burning Claw's special attack energy is going to be increased to 35% away from 30%. You didn't know now, like the way that people, at least the Arc Rain told me, people get the Grandmaster time at Bardorvis. You spec it 3 times, then you drink the little surge pot, and then you're able to spec it a 4th time. And it's actually like massive. And they think it's too good.
No, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a stepping stone on the way to Dragon Claws of the Void Waker, but as it is now, like I just bring the Burning Claws places instead.
They're very good and very
really
easy to get.
Yeah. So it makes sense. I'm just a little bummed about it.
Also, to get this out of the way, they do mention later in a newer update, but I'll just again mention it now. They are potentially going to add some extra vulnerability to the Frost Demon in Chambers because
apparently
people, people liked using this there for all the specs just to get rid of the boss quicker. But obviously, this nerfs it, so they might do some like Frost Demon Bane addition to the Burning Claws specifically for that, but they didn't confirm anything.
Okay. And then we have 2 other items that overperform considerably in PvP only. So the proposals listed below are for PvP only, you guys.
Yeah, just 2 items.
In PvP, the Eclipse Ladle made to attack 1 tick slower unless the full outfit is worn. The 3 tick speed, coupled with not needing any considerable range switch, make it an absolute monster for its price point whenever you're PKing.
Yeah. And then also the Soul Flame Horn special attack adjusted to provide 50% accuracy instead of 100%
In PvP only.
in PvP. The Soul Flame Horn being one item, and it makes weapons like the Ancient Mace exceptionally strong and doesn't confer any meaningful risk to a group's strategy. This makes it a pretty good option. Also, I saw someone with the sentiment. Honestly, they didn't get a lot of traction with this, so I think people generally agree. They were saying that they don't like that PvP gets its own special
It's kind of
changes to
weird.
items.
Yeah.
It is weird, but for the health of items and the health of the game, that is how it must be.
It sucks. Yeah, I agree. It is super weird, but you don't want to be the person on the other end of the PvP and you just get PK'd for like the dumbest reason because this gear is way too buffed for PvP.
Yeah,
You know?
like people are
It's
bringing up
valid though, like that to be annoyed by it makes sense.
people are bringing up really good examples of like if we adjusted the game the way you're saying to adjust it, which is by not adjusting it, then people would absolutely get obliterated by things like a shadow.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you just can't have a lack of balance in PvP.
It is weird. I'll like agree that's weird though.
Yeah. Anyways, there's one more gear adjustment that never actually happened, so we'll skip over it for the Rosewood Blowpipe.
I thought it is gonna happen. Whatever, they talk about it again.
Nah, it's not going to happen. We'll talk about that later.
So new early game gear additions. I thought these were kind of interesting.
Kind of random.
Yeah, I like it though. So early game Slayer has a lot of monsters who have no interesting loot. So they want to get some loot tables, getting some better gear, especially when you're learning like mage and range, you have no good necklaces.
Yeah,
So
true.
they're giving us some options. New magic amulets. They want to drop a handful of elemental jewels specifically for NPCs. These can be combined with their respective runes and an amulet of magic to create a variety of amulets that shine with elemental spells. Each of the amulets provide +2 to elemental max hit alongside +10 magic accuracy.
Yeah.
Tell us the drops.
I mean,
They're all 1 out of 64.
yeah, they're all 1 out of 64 from air comes from kilowatts.
Ew, I didn't think about to get the collection log. I have to go to freaking kilowatts. I hated
Yeah.
those things.
Water comes from sea snake hatchlings, earth from the mollusks, and also the fire from infernal mages. Each of these are going to, like you said, increase your elemental specific max hit. And if you get all 4 of them, you can combine it with rune crafting to make a necklace that makes all of your elemental max hits +2.
That's really cool. Yeah, you definitely want to get all of them. Then new range necklace. They say there's nothing even remotely worthwhile for range specific bonuses until you get the Anguish. While this proposal is not a game changer, it's a nice little progress step. So Necklace of Fangs drops from Turos at a rate of 1 in 128, provides +1 range strength, 12 range accuracy. I actually really like this because yeah, it does. There's like nothing good for range.
I mean, it's kind of like nothing though,
Yeah, but
because it's only 2 more accuracy over a glory
I'll take that.
and 1 range strength, which I don't even know if that's a max hit.
I'll take that.
But yeah, I guess it's something, whatever. Some other random miscellaneous changes. They're making changes to abyssal creatures because killing I think they found out
It
in
takes
leagues.
forever and it's so boring and it sucks.
I legit think this is a take from leagues because everyone that I know was killing the abyssal liches because it takes 1 hit to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
And no one would kill the abyssal guardians or the abyssal walkers. So they greatly increased the drop rate of the rune essence pouches from them. 1 out of 42 down to 1 in 8 for the guardians and 1 in 5 for the walkers. And
Wow.
they made them less tanky.
Yeah. So now you don't have to just sit there wait for the leeches to respawn. You can actually run around and kill everything.
True.
That's gonna be so nice. They also lowered light and heavy range defense for abyssal guardians and abyssal walkers to 0, down to 0, down from 70 and 75 respectively.
Yeah.
Why
And
were they so tanky for like no reason?
the guardians have 0 crush defense now as well.
They used to be 70. I don't know why. What the heck?
Yeah, you like these next changes.
I do. So early game run energy improvements. The first one, to be fair, kind of weirded me out, but Robert and I were talking about, and I think I like it. So full restore run energy and cure any damage over time effects like poison upon completing a quest.
They're also adding a 1 to 3 dose energy potion to a variety of early game loot tables.
I thought that was a really good one. And buff energy potions to restore 15% run energy per dose.
I think it's currently 10.
Okay.
And this next change they're not going to do, but yeah, they're just not going to do that
I guess we don't
anymore.
need to go over it. Anyway, add a create last option to lecterns used to create teleport tablets. We're on to just miscellaneous now, by the way.
Yeah, they're also making a change to the Gommel's Lucky Penny. Shout out to No Monkey, famous for making this very apparent to everyone how useless Gommel's Lucky Penny is.
Yeah.
It's for anyone that doesn't know, it's a master CA unlock, and no one uses it because of how useless it is. It saves charges on items, but you're never going to use it because you're obviously using
Raiders.
Raiders, or you're using an actual ammo.
Yeah, I only use it when I'm doing sailing with a blowpipe combat.
Yeah. So previously you had to wear it. Now you don't have to wear it.
That's nice. You can just put it in your inventory.
Yeah. Also, they do say in a newer portion of the blog that it will also affect
Blood Fury.
Blood Fury.
I'm really excited for that one.
But one thing I was slightly confused on is they do say that they hope to kind of just get rid of it as an item, which I thought was kind of weird.
I don't remember that.
They say that in
we'll
the
get
new
back
part.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Allow the seed vault to respect locked inventory slots.
They remove the timeout cooldown on making parties in the theater and on entering the fight caves too many times.
It's very weird, the fight caves one being like, you can't enter yet. I'm like, but I'm ready. Let me in.
Nope.
Best update.
Very random. They added this. This is the last sentence.
This is like one of the only things I've actually seen people talk about, weirdly. So, allow pets to fall into content like Gauntlet, Fossil Islands underwater area, various minigames, and to respawn with you on death. Probita is officially dead to us.
True.
She's dead and gone. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
I think that's probably a long time coming.
Yeah.
We have a big change,
Maybe.
potentially.
Birdhouses? Question?
Bird houses. So,
And this is also one of the things that we will talk about again at the top of the blog.
yeah, this is going to be quite a big change that they're proposing, which is essentially just
Nerfing them.
throwing birdhouses in the bin,
Mhm.
nerfing them by a lot. They give us actual numbers on how much they want to nerf it in the newer update, so we'll get to that in a minute. But essentially, they just show a graph showing that birdhouses dominate Hunter all the way up until level 80 Hunter.
Yeah, once you unlock Herbivore, people switch though.
Yeah, almost 80% of all Hunter XP after level 30 comes from birdhouses.
I love that, to be honest.
Yeah.
So they want to try to increase the nest output by around 50% to make them more consistent. So you're not getting a couple in one run, filling your inventory in the next, and reduce the XP offered to check them with a big reduction at the lower end and a small reduction at the top end. They basically just don't want this. This is what I was thinking of earlier when we were talking about Coral that I was getting confused by. They don't want this to be like farming. They don't want it to be time gated and you feel like you have to do it and it's a chore.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I liked birdhouses.
we'll talk about that again in a minute. But the next change is for the Nightmare of Ashihama.
Okay, hear me out, guys. Maybe even their first line, it wouldn't be a summer sweep up without the nightmare making an appearance. Maybe we need to like take a minute and like fully think about Nightmare instead of just making small changes over and over.
True.
Like dedicate a week to being like, hey guys, we're gonna think about ideas for Nightmare only, nothing else. Just think about Nightmare only, because man, they keep having to mention it.
They do many
And
times.
Know, though, that the changes discussed here are intended as long-term and rely on future content. These aren't changes we're planning to make alongside the other things they've outlined so far. So this is to be determined future, and I don't know. So they still have some issues on Nightmare, which I think require radical solutions rather than just a couple more tweaks.
And the solutions they're about to make are not radical enough.
Really?
The same as they did last time.
We'll see. So some of these focus specifically on Inquisitor, which we've covered in the gear rebalancing section and that we're going to cover again. So they say the Nightmare's loot table feels bloated. There are 4 pieces of Inquisitor, Nightmare staff, 3 orbs to put in the staff. 8 unique rewards can make it really frustrating to chase a couple specific items, especially when a decent number of these rewards are relatively niche. Some bosses have very little function or appeal for players at any stage of the game and could be revitalized with more interesting loot. Inquisitor doesn't feel like a worthwhile unlock. Relying on the full set limits the Inquisitor's mace potential to be a solid main hand weapon. They actually are changing it so you don't have to have the full set to get a bonus anymore. Side note.
True.
Anyway, with that in mind, they want Nightmare to be the place you go to get Inquisitor, not the place you might get Inquisitor from eventually and a bunch of orbs that you don't care about.
the craziest part is they say that and they don't increase the drop rate.
Yeah, I thought that they did.
No, they don't. Wouldn't that make
Ah.
sense?
Okay. Anyway, we'll read what they did suggest.
Also, to put some clarity on this for anyone that's not familiar with Nightmare, it takes around 8 minutes for a decent player to kill this boss.
Fasani.
And it is a 1 out of 500 drop rate for a
Yay.
specific piece. A 1 out of 111 drop rate for any Inquisitor piece.
And you can get dupes. Oh, sorry. It's 1 out of 700.
1 out of 700 for a specific piece. Yeah, I was right though. 1 in 11 for any armor, mace, or staff at all. So that's not. It's
111 KC to on average get 1 drop is crazy.
It's 1 in 140 for the armor, mace, and staff. They don't even have drop rates for just the armor. So if they said that they want to make this the armor boss and then don't give any armor increases.
Yes, but the changes that they did say I liked.
So dumb.
But they
dude.
need to change the Inquisitor too.
How is it? It's 6,300 minutes
It's just weird because
per drop.
if you are starting at the blog by saying, "Oh my god, you guys, we of course we're bringing up Nightmare. We always bring up Nightmare. We need to take a bigger look at Nightmare. We need to stop bringing up Nightmare and just like figure it out." Oh my goodness.
I think we need to, as a community, agree that long for one piece of gear from the supposed. Imagine if it took that long to get a garage door piece.
I think they could just half it if it was like 1 out of 350 for armor pieces. Because then, you still have to go for the full set.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could do more than that, but yeah, I mean, that would be a good start.
That's 46 hours per piece if they just made it like half the rate it is now.
Imagine
if
that
it's at 8 minutes.
90 hours per piece currently.
And that's if you're on rate. Every time I think about drop rates now, I think of going 5 times rate at Scurrius and thinking how that can happen at anything.
Even if you go 2 times rate, that's another 90 hours.
Dude, yeah.
This is a lot of people were complaining last week about the enhanced crystal weapon seed. Bro, this is on another tier.
Yeah, this is why it has to get changed every time.
And if you're like, oh, that sounds pretty bad, brother, you don't even know the mace drop rate.
What's the mace drop rate? 1 out of 1,129. Why is it more? That's so weird.
Crazy.
It's weird that now it's not gonna have a set effect, to be fair, but it's crazy that it did have a set effect and it was twice the drop rate almost.
Insane.
Bizarre. So
and they're not touching any of those drop rates we just mentioned. They're talking specifically about the orb drop rates.
Yeah, so this one I'm a little weird about, but I mean, I'm open to it. Move the volatile and eldritch orbs off of the Nightmare's loot table. It might be a stronger thematic here to have the Nightmare drop a generic orb and have it be charged with some unique essence that's dropped from other NPCs, rather than bosses all over Gilnor, you're just like getting literal orbs. They also want the harmonized Nightmare orb to absorb the weight of the other orbs. I like this. So currently the drop rate is 1 in 1,600 and it'd be 1 in 533. Much more reasonable. Still crazy, but I mean, that drop's like crazy expensive, right?
It's not crazy expensive, but it's the only good orb.
Yeah, it is the only good orb.
Yeah.
Increase the weighting of the Nightmare staff from 3 to 4, so you're more likely to obtain one by the time you get an orb. And increase the generic chance of hitting the Inquisitor Nightmare staff loot by around 10%. So, I mean, you have 10% chance of getting it. I think that they should have increased it by a lot more.
Wow.
I don't know. They don't say any specific numbers there. I kind of wish that they did.
Crazy.
But anyway.
10% still keeps it above 1 in 100, by the way.
Well, yeah, of course. Not much more to say on that other than the Nightmare needs work again.
Insane.
Again.
Yeah, such a terrible, one of the worst boss loot tables in the game, unfortunately.
It sucks because Nightmare is such
I think
a fun
it's a fun boss, but yeah, it is plagued by being one of the worst boss loot tables in the game. Not even close,
It
actually.
feels so bad to be here, especially when you're learning it and your KC take over 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, finally,
It
I
takes
finished.
10 minutes
You get
and
bass.
a full inventory of loot.
You waste so much money on supplies.
It is actually, unless you get it's one of the bosses that are propped up by its uniques. If you
Yes.
don't get a unique, you are losing money doing this boss.
Exactly.
The only reason it's profitable is because eventually you'll get a good piece.
Hopefully, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And you're there in long enough.
Anyways, we have some big changes to the Soul Reaper axe. This is very exciting.
Yeah, and this was part of the update that came out today. There was an original part that we skipped over, I think.
Yeah, it still had quite a few of the negative sides, but everyone's like, you buffed the part that no one cares about, because everyone hates dropping stacks on the Soul Reaper axe. For instance, it was very common to drop stacks in between mobs while doing Slayer, or in between boss KC. All of this very annoying. And whenever you drop stacks with the Soul Reaper axe, you lose health.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
So very, very annoying. Anyways, they're all like, oh, cool. We didn't realize that's the part you guys hate, so let's just change that. So
At
they're
least they
making
listen to
it.
the feedback, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. At least they listened. So they're making it so it's stronger. It's gaining 4 strength bonus, and they're also making it so it increases damage by 6% with 5 stacks, so 30% total per stack, or with all 30% total with all the stacks. And also the stacks take 50 ticks to start decrementing up from 20, so
Nice.
a 1.5 times increase.
Yeah.
Very good. I think you'll still probably have some issues at like keeping stacks up at bosses, certain bosses.
It's on their
but
respawn rates, right?
yeah, it's based on respawn rates. But that being said, it practically doesn't matter anymore because stacks no longer drain HP ever.
Woo, that's huge.
Yeah.
Special attack now also gains plus 12% accuracy per stack, up from 6%, literally twice as much. What the heck? And it also gains 6% minimum hit per stack.
Yeah,
So
so
30%
now
max.
previously you would use your spec, and you would lose a bunch of health, or you'd gain your health back, kind of losing some health as well, and then deal more damage. Now you're just sacrificing long-term damage for immediate spec damage,
Yes.
which
So
is cool.
a lot better.
Way, way better. The price of the SRA has gone up by nearly half since it's been talked about in these blogs.
I thought it was less than that.
It went from 230 mil to like 330 mil.
Oh, I guess that is like half, isn't it?
Yeah, nearly.
Never mind. Yeah, because I was like, it's only like 300. I don't know why. I thought that the Soul Reaper was still
Now
worth
it's
a lot.
380. It just jumped another 20 mil.
Okay, yeah. So last month it was worth 275 mil. Today it's worth 378 mil. Now is a really good time to go grind the axe if you have been waiting to do that.
Yeah, it used to
sell
be
it.
pretty decent in certain situations. Now it's just straight up good because they got rid of the downsides of
I've
it.
never considered buying it before now. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I actually want this. Okay, cool.
Funny fact, Michelle bought her scythe for around the same price.
It's so funny because people are like haters, obviously, and they're like, oh, how did you get the gold? She must have bought the gold to get the scythe. First of
No.
all, I've been playing this game for 8 years. It would be sad if I couldn't buy a scythe by now.
And a lot of new age noobs don't know that once upon a time, the mega rare you could buy
sucked.
for 300 mil.
It was not a good weapon.
It didn't suck. It's just TOA was out and no one used it at TOA.
Well, they had to buff it a lot at Top. Because now it went up
Yeah.
a bill. I got for 350 mil. Like, I was really lucky. I almost didn't because I was like, I want to go down more. And then one of my mods was like, it's literally never going to go below this. And I was like, oh, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, good
It
call.
didn't get any worse. It's just people stopped using it and then it also got buffed.
Yeah, exactly. So I got very lucky. And another thing that I thought was really funny, I was talking about on stream, is like, I'm scared to reply to YouTube comments sometimes because people are so mean. But my favorite joke to make that I made the other day, and then I never see if they reply because I'm afraid they're like bullying me, is whenever people comment and they're like scythe kit but no infernal cape. And my favorite joke's just like,
They're
oh,
different content.
still waiting for Versic to drop that freaking infernal. It must be really rare.
Yeah.
Guys, top, fun. You do it as a group. If I die, I still have a chance to getting a drop because I have homies there to help carry me through. Inferno, boring, hard. You do it alone. Takes forever.
Also, just
What?
straight up different content.
Straight different content.
Like that'd be like, wow,
way more
you have the
fun at
Inferno,
all.
but you don't have the Champion's Cape. It's like, yeah, it's different content, brother.
Crazy. Must have bought that Champions Cape.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
It's silly. So yeah, that was just something funny.
Something else you might want to buy. Well,
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say that does remind me though, because I was like, I've been playing for so long. I should obviously I own a scythe. I actually still don't technically own a T-bow. I'm still borrowing someone's.
technically.
So, well, they gave it to me, but I don't feel comfortable taking it unless I turn all their gold that they gave me into a platinum stack that I'm going to be giving away during the bingo and like saving for future events. And then I'm so weird about taking someone's gold because I don't want people to like be rude to me about it, that as I make money, going to put money back into the platinum stack to turn it back to what it used to be. I don't know. It's weird.
How about just don't give it away? then you don't have to do that.
No. What do you mean?
Because if you don't give it away, you don't have to replenish the stack. Just give away your own gold.
No. Oh no. I want to give away their gold because they gave it to me and I was like, oh, I'm gonna give it to the
But
community.
then why would you replenish the stack?
In my mind, it's like I'm buying the gear from them, even though they literally don't play anymore and don't care, and gave me the gear.
That still doesn't mean
I
explain
wanna-
why you're replenishing the stack.
This is gonna sound so dumb. I want to feel like I earned it.
Yeah, but like, why put the money back?
Because if I get that money, I already okay. So like, if I got a bill, I already have a T-bow. So I'm like, wow, now it's like I got a bill for free. So then I'm like, I'll put that bill in the platinum stack, and then over time, I'll give it away.
All right, let me know if you guys think this is girl
this
math,
make
because this
sense?
doesn't make any sense.
I think it makes sense.
I saw someone do girl math the other day, and they're like, "Yo, this purse is 250, but if I wear it 10 times, that's really only like 25 times per wear. But if I wear it every time I go and get coffee, then it's only $5 per wear. But if I go to get coffee and don't get coffee, which is $5, it's free."
They're not wrong. They're not freaking wrong.
Yeah.
I love girl
Something
math.
that isn't free and that you might want to consider picking up is going to be
None
the
of your iron.
Inquisitor set. Yeah, definitely not your iron. God.
God.
So they buffed the Inquisitor set.
They want to be the Crush Oathplate.
Not only did they do what Michelle mentioned, they broke the set. So now you don't have to wear any of the pieces together specifically to get a crush damage and accuracy bonus. You will still get the crush and damage accuracy bonus set effect, but you don't have to wear the mace or the set. You just get it.
So the helm is getting +2 crush accuracy and +2 strength bonus.
We're not even going to talk about the bonuses. Just
Oh.
know that it's the exact same as Oathplate, but for crush now. For all of the pieces, helm, hauberk, and plate skirt.
Hauberk. The mace is also getting +7 strength bonus, up from +5 in the old blog, and +7 crush accuracy. This guarantees a max hit in all setups and might add +2 max hits in some setups.
Yeah. And the crush bonus set effect I was talking about is the helmet gives plus 0.5% bonus to crush damage and crush accuracy. The chest and the pants give 1% each as well. But like I said, you don't have to wear them together. If you wear just the pants and the chest, you'll still get the 2%.
Yeah.
But you don't got to wear the helmet. You don't got to wear the weapon. You'll still get the set effects, just not with a set.
But if you do wear the set, you get more.
Exactly. And this is all because this is my tinfoil hat. They're going to introduce, obviously, a crush weapon mega rare.
It's not even a tinfoil hat. They've been like, we're really thinking about adding a crush weapon mega rare.
They're all like, this is the crush set, and we're going to add a crush weapon. We have to make it so you can use it with the crush set without the set effect making you feel bad.
Thank God I bought Inquisitors before it got expensive.
Yeah.
Well, it was expensive, but got more expensive.
Also, to top all of this off, they're going to remove any negative stab or slash bonuses from the in-quiz armor pieces, so you can swap if you want.
Yeah. I like those changes.
Yeah.
They just need to maybe
way
fix
better
the
because I don't know if we mentioned this last week, if it was out last week, but their initial buff to the Inquisitor set was actually a 5% nerf. And I think they just didn't do the math.
They said that it was a typo. I think they just messed up the math.
They just didn't do the math.
It's okay if you messed up the math. You don't have to pretend it was a typo.
Yeah.
But like I was looking up Inquisitor's Great Helm. I think I actually got it like last year whenever I first started trying to go to Fasani's. So I got it like around 21 mil and it's now worth 61 mil.
Pretty good 3x merch if you want to sell it.
It's gone up 10 mil in the last week.
I would, if you are a mercher, I would recommend buying as much Inquisitor as you can and holding it for the raid, because I'm almost 110% sure the crush weapon is going to be mega rare.
It's gonna be so funny if it's not now.
If not, it's going to be it's also going to be really good and people are going to want to buy Inquisitor anyways. So
to be fair, Fasani's, the orb is going to become more common. People are want to go to Fasani's more. And Inquisitors is great at Fasani's. That's literally the reason I bought it.
I was going to say it's hilarious because when you go to this on the price checker website, it even says it's a low quantity item, like a low volume item, which means it's just not bought and sold very often.
Because it's so rare.
Means you might want to start investing in it now if you want to like get a bunch ready for the raid.
Okay.
If you have money like that, I don't need to be telling you this. You probably already are invested in it.
I'm too scared to invest in stuff. Other gear changes. Woo! You kind of touched on this a little bit earlier.
Yeah, so the Glaive of Ralos, they are still making the buffs that we mentioned earlier. They just they're doing it. That's what they're doing. 12.5% of each of its hits will reduce the magic level per hit.
Okay, and special attack buff to grant 50% increased accuracy.
I think those were the changed ones that they just added to the old one because
I
it's not
literally can't
changed. It's not changed at all
remember.
from what I mentioned earlier.
Suggestions related to the rapier have been a hot topic lately, particularly the idea of making a 3-tick weapon with
No
its
way.
own discernible niche.
That's way too good.
We're not inherently opposed to the idea, but aren't confident we have the time to get those numbers right in a way that's safe long term. Viable 3-tick weapons benefit disproportionately from any increase in strength bonus from other gear, meaning this isn't something that we're keen to explore right now just because it might be satisfying. Naturally, some weapons like the scythe also benefit disproportionately from strength bonus, but we feel this is less of an issue for mega rares. So you're happy with them not changing it?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The only similarly good change that I saw someone mention for the Garazi is to make it so whenever you kill an enemy, its next hit will be 3-tick.
Okay.
That's a pretty good buff, especially for Slayer Task, which is what the Garazi is currently used for almost explicitly.
Never used it in my life.
So if they just make that even better, then that would be cool.
Goose literally just stepped on the get off my
Pick
keyboard.
her up then. You're just like literally dangling her on the keyboard. What do you want her to do? Fly away?
She was holding down the space bar and then
No, you were holding her on the space
No,
bar,
I
and now you're blaming her for it.
No, I wasn't. Anyway, they're going to be expanding the Gomel's Lucky Penny passive effects that can preserve charges for the Blood Fury, like we said. Admittedly, the plan is that this won't be an item post sweep up, but this seemed most appropriate for now. I didn't
Yeah.
realize what they meant by that. They want to
They
get rid
wanna
of the
remove
penny.
it,
What
yeah.
the heck? Okay.
Also, despite the nerf, most of you seemed understanding of nerfing the Burning Claws, but like I
Yeah.
mentioned, they kind of want to maybe add some Ice Bane stuff for specifically chambers, but we'll see.
We've readjusted our rosewood blowpipe that we didn't even tell you guys about to remove the reduced accuracy on special attack. They were briefly talking about that, but it's a small conundrum since the Doom finally gave Dragon Knives their first ever PVM related use case, leaving the rosewood blowpipe special attack untouched while also allowing rune darts effectively removes the Dragon Knife use case instantly. We appreciate that this isn't the biggest issue facing the game, but do quite like seeing niche items find uses and are hesitant to throw them away for an item whose primary function is a light range DPS weapon.
Yeah, the Rosewood Blowpipe sucks. So them buffing it and then removing the accuracy from the spec tech was like really weird because it made it still suck.
Yeah, it's supposed to just be something you use along the way the toxic blowpipe.
Yeah. Also, while not strictly gear related, they've updated the crystal shard numbers in the gauntlet prep changes segment that we mentioned earlier.
Apparently there's more typos.
Yeah.
Other skilling changes. They don't have a lot more to announce here, but some players asked what the point in a pearl refund at aerial fishing is if there's nothing to purchase. I kind of talked about this earlier. So they're going to add shark lures to the shop here for reliable sync if you want to spend your pearls.
Yeah, that seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
Also, they're opting to not make some of the additional adjustments to energy potions. They're originally going to change it from Harlander required to Guam's, and a lot of people were like, yo, we don't use Harlanders a lot for anything else. And also,
Why are Guams weirdly harder to get?
Guam's are very hard to get.
In leagues, it sucked getting Guams.
Yeah, so they're just going to keep Harlanders because everyone likes that.
They're also going to add another agility shortcut on a stepping stone across the River Lum, just south of the Champions Guild, which is like really close to the other one by the Draenor Mansion, but whatever.
Yeah, true. But oh well. Next thing is birdhouses. They were kind of surprised that no one really cared about the changes for birdhouses.
To be fair, I didn't even read about them till today.
Yeah, and so they're still not 100% committed to the changes, and they wanted to bring it up again. So hopefully people discuss whether they like or dislike them more.
Yeah, they gave us numbers this
and
time.
yeah, they have real numbers. So essentially, they're nerfing XP for birdhouses by 60% across the board, and then finally it goes up to 40% for you and 15% for magics. There's a few 55s and 50s in there for maple and mahogany, but for the most part they're reducing it by 60%.
Redwoods are going to remain unchanged.
Yeah, this
It's
is
like 90.
again, this is just because they think it's uh like
Too
the vast majority
good?
of XP early on.
Yeah.
And some numbers they gave us is that the perspective bird nest buffs are going to be there. The number of rolls for nests are lowered from 10 to 5, but the success rate is tripled. So this should mean that you are more reliably getting bird's nests and less zero bird's nest runs.
Yeah, around a 50% increase in the number obtained.
Yeah.
Naturally, at the lower tiers of the bird's houses, as I said, is a big reduction. It might be the case that the other buffs and improvements to early game hunter are insufficient, and we need some numerical improvements to things like butterfly hunting to pick up some of the slack. But the best way for us to nail down these other lacking areas is to invite more discussion. So they really want feedback. The thing is, I don't have enough like cohesive thoughts on this to give feedback. Sorry.
I think this is a terrible change.
I just like birdhouses. I don't think you should change it, but I recognize that's not really the best reason.
I'm not a fan of nerfing things because other things aren't good enough.
That's true. I do think they should just wait, buff other stuff first, and then see
Yeah.
how it goes.
Like, I don't think you need like so many changes to Hunter. I think a lot of people don't have a big problem with Hunter for the most part, especially since you're adding new ways to get XP early on.
Yeah, and the changes that they're gonna add are actually really nice.
Yeah, and it's like you're removing your so now it's you have a thing where like I'm sure they don't want people to feel bad for not doing birdhouses, but now people are going to feel bad for doing birdhouses.
Exactly. You nerfed it too much.
At least in my opinion, like I would hate it.
I would agree.
I know a lot of people don't have a lot of time to play during the week either, and this is like a chill way for them to get reliable XP during the week.
And supplies if you're an iron, so you can make brews.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like the change, especially because it kind of doesn't seem like you need to do that. You kind of just need to make it so early hunter doesn't suck like completely.
Yeah, it just kind of feels bad for
Because
no reason.
the way it is now, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
That's why no one does it. It's not because it's so much faster to do birdhouses. You can't grind birdhouses. It's because grinding lizards sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. At least that's my take. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Kind of weird.
Another one that they did not get as much feedback as they expected. Again, sorry, I only just read this today. Is the chambers and challenge mode prayer scroll conundrum that they have. So they narrowed it down from like 4 options to 2 options.
Sure.
You want to read option 1 or option 2?
I will read option 1, but before we get into that, I kind of wanted to mention that it feels like their summer sweep up isn't very good in that it's not very well directed is what it feels like, which is why I think it's not getting as much chatter on these things.
I like the changes, but yeah, it does kind of feel all across the map a little bit.
I kind of feel like they should not necessarily be doing it the way they're doing it. They should just like be like kind of like a poll. This
feels like a quality of life poll.
Like, I
for
don't know
some
why
of
they're
them.
trying to nail down so many specifics in these broad, sweeping, random, like, survey poll things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they should just be like, do you think, like, we think that these prayer scroll things is a problem that we want to fix. Do you want to see us fix it?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like you're not even getting people's feedback.
I mean, to be fair, they do want our feedback.
They are getting people's feedback, but like clearly not a lot.
Yeah.
So what are they making these changes based on, like the 100 people that are responding?
I hope not.
They should be getting more feedback.
It is weird how much people aren't really talking about these. But to be fair, also like leagues just ended. People are talking about that. Deadman's happening. People are talking about that.
But like,
there's other stuff
I guess
going
it just seems like they're wasting a lot of time on like iterations of it. They should just be like, do you think birdhouse is a problem?
Yeah. First,
Like,
see if we want them to look into it, and then get into specifics after.
Like,
maybe
put out a thing that says, we think birdhouse is a problem. Do you guys think birdhouse is a problem? Vote here. If not, then it's like, cool, we won't waste time on this because I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah, I get that.
The same thing with like prayer scrolls. Like, they've already suggested 6 different things to change. You think people are keeping up with this?
Well, let's just read the 2.
But whatever. So option 1 is to unique reroll mechanic. This includes some clarifications because, like I said, they're kind of just throwing a lot of words.
No, low-key, like their first explanation, until I read this, I was like, oh, that was not clear to me on the first read.
So this is the more complicated option, as if it could get any more complicated.
I don't like this option, actually.
So the aim was to allow players to reroll anything. not just prayer scrolls. So if you got a T-bow and you're like, I already have one of these, you can re-roll it technically.
You might lose it and get nothing though.
No, you will lose it. This means that any unique whose value is below the average re-roll value should, in theory, be sunk more frequently and appreciate in value slightly. By that, they just mean like if you get a ton of arcanes and keep throwing them away, the value of arcanes are going to rise.
It's an item sink, yeah.
If we did pursue a system like this, we'd like to make it feel a little more in-world than just clicking a button and an interface, which we agree
So
would
make
feel
it
weird.
thematic.
Sure. We feel that Chambers issues are unique, and this is a relatively bespoke solution that we wouldn't expect to just roll out for other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Clarification aside, the numbers here are considerably more complicated. To make things easier, they're just going to say the reroll rate that we're toying with at the moment is 1 in 5, meaning you have a 20% chance of rerolling your item into another with the initial items waiting removed from the loot table. Imagine the 1 in 5, 20% chance of getting a new purple, and like you had an arcane, you get a dex.
Well, that
That'd be
is
kinda funny.
actually the biggest concern, because not only are you throwing away an item, assumedly an arcane scroll, that means you have like a 60% chance of getting the dex.
Yeah, it's actually pretty
It's
funny.
a very, very high chance.
I'm like, are you just going to remove prayers at all?
Like the dex is still relatively okay in price right
I think it's
now.
worth like 30 mil now. I feel like it's gone up.
But that being said, if this is introduced, you're going to be seeing a lot more of them. So it's probably going to be close to the same price as the arcane.
So this is a fairly generous option in terms of the number of non-prayer scroll uniques that are likely introduced, which we're comfortable moving ahead with due to the trade-off involved and the likelihood of increasing the value of cheaper uniques. We did see a handful of comments that re-rolling and getting nothing can feel bad, but our expectation is that for people wanting to re-roll in the first place, the unique they're re-rolling might as well be nothing already, which I will agree. I feel like there's people who do this at top with Justy if they could, because people will get Justy drops and be like, oh, lame, like we're not even splitting that, sucks. And I'm like, well, I'll take some gold. Oh my gosh.
I think even still, I think there's a difference between that and just like literally throwing an item in the trash.
It's
Like one, it's gambling, which just feels weird in general. And two, it's like, what, not everyone has to agree to throw that item away? Like, because obviously this is done in groups.
oh yeah, because it's just like if your teammate's mad at you and you get a dex, instead of being like, oh, we're gonna split it in half, they're like, no, I'm mad at you, and then they like re-roll it.
Or they just have different, like, they're all like, I mean, obviously, likely, hopefully, you'd get into a group where it's all like scrolls get re-rolled.
Yeah.
Obviously, that would probably be a thing, but also, I don't know. I feel like one, that'll make groups kind of a little bit more annoying, and two, it's just like, regardless of what you agree to, getting an item, seeing a purple, getting excited, and then immediately throwing it in the trash
It's weird.
is not going to feel good.
They did say though that if you fail the reroll, you're not gonna get literally nothing. You're gonna roll the regular loot table. So you know maybe you'll get lucky.
Great. 50 herbs.
Salt Peter, whatever
Yeah,
pattern.
nice. Literal poop.
Oh my god.
They
No,
do-
that's a TOA.
Yeah, that's TOA.
Option 2, I am a much bigger fan of. So increase purple rate by 5% and decrease combined scroll weighting from around 58% to around 56. So as I see, the primary issues.
What the hell?
Okay, but listen. The primary issues of Chambers are that the general time to complete for uniques is extremely long. True, even in leagues, it freaking sucked trying to get purples there.
It's a lot
was
of- it's a
so
lot
hard
of
in
items.
leagues. You like we wouldn't even get anything. And then the ratio of prayer scrolls to non-prayer scrolls uniques feels bad. These numbers might not look like much, but they mean that non-prayer scroll uniques become 10 times more common.
10%.
10%. Oh my god, I misread it. 10% more common. You know, the funny thing is, I thought 10% was actually a good amount, but now I just made it sound so much crazier.
You're like
I'm so
1,000
sorry.
times more common.
10% more common. You'll be rolling on the table slightly more frequently. This tackles both to a small extent, but should aid the feel of Chambers completions, even though you'll still see a fair few prayer scrolls. They're also aware that the feeling of Chambers has too many uniques unstable. They saw some suggestions to try to move various uniques off. This isn't something we're inherently opposed to, but it's not a solution that we think we could work through and deliver confidently in a reasonable time frame this year. Additionally, last time we asked similar for moving the D claws to tormented demons. Opinion did lean towards moving them, but not by a massive margin, so it doesn't give us much confidence in moving other uniques. I forgot that they were talking about doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that they didn't actually. But anyway, that's the summer sweep up, guys.
I think they should just remove prayer scrolls from the challenge mode drop table.
Well, I was thinking, Raniel came over this weekend because we're trying to get our cats used to him before he cat sits them. I was telling Raniel and Robert that I think this might be a hot take, that they should treat it like the drop that gives you the honor telly, and you read it and then it's done. You read it and that's it. But then also it is kind of hard because like it'll disappear and then you won't get any more. It's a one-time drop.
Yeah, the not getting any more is the thing that you
Yeah,
need
they're not
to
getting
say.
any more. Yeah. And then like you can't sell it though, which is kind of the tricky part, because if someone has a bunch stacked up, they could just go and sell them and then it's kind of weird. So yeah, maybe just like from now on, no more dropping it after you've already gotten the drops.
Yeah, maybe not remove it, but I think they should just do something similar to TOA, because TOA feels pretty balanced.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
I mean, I have like 9 light bears.
if you do like the easiest version, which obviously Chambers doesn't really have that, but it just is a much lower chance of getting a mega rare. And then as you do the harder version, aka CMs in this case, you have a higher chance of getting the mega rare.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess the second is kind of fulfilling that, but I think it should just be like more significant.
Okay.
Because I mean, I kind of said this whenever we were talking about it together the other weekend. I just don't know anyone that's doing CMs without the scrolls.
What do you mean without the scrolls?
Like the prayer scrolls.
Oh, like you don't have the prayers yet, or what do you
Yeah.
mean? Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously they exist, but I just don't know many people that are going into Chambers challenge mode without rigor.
Yeah. I mean, Arcane took me actually a really long time to get. I was hoping it'd be the last purple I needed, but I got so many other uniques first. So
Sure.
there's probably some like random irons. Like I
don't
was
know.
already well into doing challenge modes before I ever got that drop.
Yeah, I guess so. Just I just really don't even see it as like a big problem, even as an iron. Like, just reduce it by a significant amount on for CMs.
I like the idea of them adding more purples though, because even if it's a prayer scroll, at least you're seeing the freaking purple light. It feels like it takes years to see at Chambers.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway, that was it for the summer sweep up.
That is it. Very long summer sweep up, but we'll
Thanks
talk
for bearing
about
with us.
it more next week because they're for some reason not doing a poll. So we'll just continually hear about iterations every week.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have the game jam next week though.
Yeah, they should definitely just do a poll. Like, what are they doing, dude? That's why it was invented.
Yeah. Q&A?
Sure.
All right. So we actually have 2 questions for you in real life questions, but we'll do the RuneScape one first.
Wow.
Thoughts? This is from Matt on Discord, by the way. Thoughts on this update suggestion that would add a new spell and construction furniture slot. The new spell would be telekinetic push. Isn't this in the major arena? Telekinetic push? Something like that?
No, that's just telekinetic grab.
Oh, the new spell allows you to teleport an item to a distant location. You can select a particular tile, select a friend you want to send the item to, or even send them directly to POH mailbox. New furniture, POH mailbox. Different mailbox types have different item storage capacities. You can send an item to your mailbox with teleconnect push or by dropping it in any of the post drop-off boxes that we added throughout the map. You can also send items to other players' mailboxes. I think it's a little too much like how people describe summoning. I've never done summoning, but this is like kind of how I imagine it, you know? Kind of like you can just have an alt account that's there with supplies, just telekinetic pushing it to your character over and over. It's a little too good, is what I'm getting to.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I see what you mean, but also they're not getting the supplies in the middle of a boss fight.
I don't know. They said that you can select a friend you want to send the item to. So I'm just imagining that you can be like outside a boss instance and your friend can telekinetic push it to you across the map is how I'm reading it.
No, he even says different mailbox types have different item storage capacities. You can send it to them.
So a friend's mailbox.
Yeah, I'm thinking of this as just mailbox. This is mailboxes through the lens of magic.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you can't summon mailboxes or anything like that, so.
I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like the tip jar, and I think it would probably be underutilized. Like people would be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go to the bank."
You think it would be underutilized?
To send people stuff to their POH like this?
Yeah.
Kind of. I think people would just trade.
I don't think it would be underutilized.
Really?
Yeah.
Think it'd be used a lot?
I think it would be used a lot.
Okay. Speak on that.
Well, if you ever want to send something to someone, they have to be online right now.
Okay. It's kind of like leaving a voicemail for them.
It was like just immediately you could be all like,
Fine.
"Oh, I borrowed this from you," or "I owe you this. This is your split from this," or like you can use this for a infinite amount of different ways.
My paranoidness.
You could send hate mail to people.
We don't need this. Actually, this would open up so much harassment.
You can just like, oh, I constantly just send poops to this person because I hate them.
I was thinking worse. I'm not gonna like say examples, but I was like watching a stream recently. They were talking about just awful things people have tried to trade them to say in a way, like say something awful. So I would actually be afraid of it now for that reason.
Yeah.
They'd have to be like on your friends list. But my paranoid thought was if you get hacked, the person even easier can just go and like add themselves and send themselves all your stuff.
Sure.
But I
They
mean-
don't even need to have a second account there at that point.
Yeah. If to be fair, I mean if your account's hacked, it's gonna stay hacked no matter what, but it's just gonna make it even easier.
True. Yeah. I mean, I don't think this should be added to the game just because I like the person-to-person trading and stuff like
It
that.
does make it feel more immersive.
I do think there could be a spell called telekinetic push, which is just like grab but push.
Yeah,
And I
that
think
would be
that
cool.
would be kind of interesting.
Maybe it can only move like a certain amount of tiles or something.
Yeah, maybe it's only, and I think it would be kind of cool to add it in PvP. I don't know the repercussions of that. I just think it would be cool. Like maybe it's just like I just am kind of expecting when I say this, like a D-spear spec where it just pushes them back like one tile or something.
Oh, like you can push other players back.
Yeah, and
That's kinda cool.
maybe it has like a cooldown to it too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
obviously you can't spam it.
I'd like that even like with PVM like Slayer or something. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm out of prayer, and then it's like push.
Or you can push items on the ground to like make them more recoverable if you don't want to like run under a boss or under an enemy or something.
I could see
Very
more uses of
niche.
it like this. Though.
Yeah, very niche, but I could see it having use instead of telekinetic grab if you just want to push it for whatever reason. Maybe you're like trying to give a teammate an item you dropped earlier and you could push it to them.
That's kind of cool. Okay.
I don't know. It's like not super useful, but I could see it being an actual spell.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a big fan of mailboxes just because I don't really see it being part of the game's culture.
Then you won't see other people as much.
Yeah, World of Warcraft has, as long as I've played, has had mailboxes, and a lot of other games as well, like MMOs in general. So it's really common to have them, and I don't think it would be like game breaking, but I just don't really see it in this type
You
of
like that
community.
RuneScape doesn't.
Yeah, I think it adds something to the game.
Okay. Are you ready for your individual questions, Robert?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. First one is from Harger. If you could, this is actually a very goofy question.
True.
If you could replace one of the events during your Ironman, so did you just read it? So
No.
the swim, bike, or run, which would it be, and what would you replace it with? I thought they just meant like, oh, would you swim again or bike again? No. It has to be a similar level of difficulty. For example, maybe you could replace the run with 100 km longboarding or 40 km canoeing.
True.
Okay.
Okay.
What would you replace it with?
The bike.
You replace the bike, what would you do instead?
I actually think the like 100K of rowing would be pretty sick.
Isn't it like okay, wait, how many is 114 miles?
Yeah, it's 114 miles.
So you'd have to do 114 miles.
Well,
canoeing.
no, your arms are much weaker than your legs, so
Okay.
it would be proportionately difficult. That's why I
Harder
said
said it has to be
100.
similar.
That's why I said 100K, which is like a little more than half the length.
So you would want to go from a swim to a canoe to a run.
Yeah, because then you'd have a run, so your legs
Yeah.
would be fresher. But
That'd be really funny.
yeah, canoeing or rowing in general, I think is pretty like tough.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be kind of interesting. Or like maybe just something all like they could have like a winter version would be kind of interesting. Like yeah,
snowboarding or something.
maybe it's like skiing or I don't know how
cross country
the hell they'll do it.
skiing,
I think that would be kind of interesting. Or you
like
can just
dancing, like twerking.
replace you could do like a winter version, and you could do like mountain biking and as opposed to regular cycling on a road, and just do it for less.
Or ice skating.
And then also you could do snowshoeing instead of the marathon.
Oh my god, that sounds like a nightmare.
It does.
Oh my god, that sounds so awful.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But I think canoeing honestly seems like the most realistic.
That's a good one.
Because one, it seems like feasible from a like logistical kind of thing. I mean, getting 2,000 canoes sounds horrendous, but
on the same lake, just bumping into each other like
no,
bumper
I
car.
imagine all of them would have to be ocean events.
No, just one little lake.
But yeah, like I could see that potentially. As far as other thing goes, I don't know, because it's like it has to be something you can do for a long time, and it has to be something interesting to watch.
Yeah.
So it can't be like anything stationary, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll just say canoeing because it seems like the most realistic.
Okay. I liked the ice skating that I said.
Sure.
You couldn't go very long,
I think
though.
it would
You
be cool
get
for
messed up.
someone to like maybe a content creator or to like get a bunch of people signed up for a wacky triathlon,
You should do it.
like a full length one where it's all like instead of swimming, it's like scuba diving to depth or something, or
Oh my goodness.
and then obviously not to like super deep where it's
No,
like
to death.
okay.
EATH.
Yeah, like maybe some other kind of water sport. Like it could be something even silly, like doing the boats, but the ones where you have to use your legs.
Oh, the little rolling or rowboats, but with your feet.
Exactly. So like you could
Paddle
do
boats.
that. Yeah, paddle boats, but with your feet. And then you could like instead of biking, you could do like rollerblading.
Yes.
And then instead of the run, you could do, whatever, like unicycling. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be funny.
That would be really good.
I think you could definitely get people to sign up
Or
for
you
it.
do power walking instead. So you're still putting an effort, but you have to have little weights.
Power walking
Little
or
1
like,
pound weights.
like side shuffles.
Either one works.
Yeah. I would say bear crawls, but I don't think that would last very long.
Oh my God. For 36 miles.
I mean, you good. Your hands would be destroyed.
All right. Last question is from that bearded person. And my question for Rob. With most fitness journeys, your diet plays a huge part of the training. Just how much is training for the Ironman change your diet? Also, as it's just around the corner, good luck, King. You will smash it.
Hopefully.
Your diet did not change in the way I expected.
Me neither.
Not the way anyone expected.
Me neither. My relationship with food has taken quite a journey. Because originally I was like, oh, I'll do this. And then as a cool side effect, I'll lose some weight as well.
Yeah, then like the run will be easier.
Yeah, exactly. Because my idea is like, if you're a little bit lighter on the bike, a little bit lighter on the run, obviously if you look at any, especially runner, they're very thin. It just is a lot easier to power a small body like that. I've seen some people say like it's easier to ride slightly thicker, which is fine, but on the run especially. So I was like, cool, I'll lose some weight.
It makes sense, you
won't be a
think
big
that
deal.
you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
logically.
so like, I'm working out anywhere between 7 and 15 hours a week, so surely you'd lose some weight. That's what I thought for the first 2 months, and then quickly found out it is practically not impossible, but on the verge of impossible to reliably lose weight and train efficiently.
Yeah, because you have to fuel yourself correctly.
Yeah.
Which I did not expect to know so much about fueling your body as I've learned from listening to him the past several months.
Yeah, not only
It's crazy.
Not only if you are doing any endurance thing are you required to eat a lot to sustain that.
That's what the gels are for. I never knew what that was about.
Yeah. 2, it's actually just significantly higher a chance of you getting injured if you're not intaking enough calories. Like if you're not eating enough protein to recover after a workout, higher chance of injury. If you're not sustaining yourself before leading into it, then you'll feel depleted. You might have worse form and then also lead to injury. So there's multiple ways you can get injured if you fuel incorrectly. I know there are some like types of training. For instance, like I know a lot of Japanese runners, like very, very elite runners, are still on the not eating while running
Oh, wow.
thing, which I mean works for them. Obviously, they're elite runners, but for the vast majority of triathletes, they eat a lot while biking and running. For instance, I did my fuel calculations for what I'm going to have to eat on the bike and while running. It's around 33 gels, which is right around 4,000 calories and 20,000 milligrams of salt.
Crazy. Oh, we went to a family party on Sunday at noon.
Yeah.
Robert went on a bike ride and run that morning. He'd already eaten 3,000 calories, I believe,
Yeah.
just in the morning, just to even out like what you're gonna be like losing over time.
Yeah.
It's crazy because he's not like gaining weight either. It's just like staying steady.
Yeah. I
It's
haven't
bizarre.
lost or gained any weight
It
during
is
this
so
entire thing.
weird because yeah, we both thought like, oh, you're probably just gonna lose a bunch of weight. No, you just like you eat so much more.
Yeah. Like
It makes
for
sense
whenever
when you
I
think
get
about
ready
it.
to do my longer bike rides, I plan on getting 60 to 90 grams of carbs, which is anywhere between 360 to 400-ish calories per hour.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do 5 hours, obviously that's 2,000 calories, and it's all in a single bottle comprising of 2 types of sugar.
It looks like sludge.
Yeah, so it's
It
just
looks
like
disgusting.
it's really insane, but someone summed it up pretty well. It's sugar in, sugar out is what the
Oh.
fueling
Yeah, I was like,
boils
should
down
we
to.
like get your blood tested to see how you're doing your sugar levels? But it should be fine because it's all just
I mean,
leaving
what
in
do you mean
your.
sugar levels? Do you have sugar levels?
No, what's like the thing that you look for where it's like your like for like pre-diabetes and stuff? Is it like your
Oh, it's your
HGC
insulin.
one or something?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about people's lab results I've seen at work. I don't know
I
the
forgot that. Yeah, it
terminologies.
is something one. But
Okay.
no, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, I don't think that's like a big problem. But anyways, suffice it to say, I'm not losing any weight, and I'm eating much more than I anticipated.
Yeah, if you're
Um,
gonna train for an iron, you're gonna spend a lot more money on food.
yeah, everything I've looked up, anecdotally and also even professionally, people suggest if you're trying to lose weight for sport, to do it outside of a sport workup.
Yeah.
So if you're training 12 months for an event, that means you're going to have to either lose weight before or after.
Yeah, because you need to just maintain that baseline as you're training, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, not what either of us expected. So I actually really like that question because you were explaining to people in your family on Sunday because they all thought like the same thing. You're like, yeah, no, I just have to eat so much.
Yeah. Like there was one bike ride where I ate half of a 2-layered cake.
I want cake.
Like straight up, that's what I had for the bike.
He has the weirdest like leftover snacks that I'll see whenever I come out here on a plate. And
True.
I'm like, oh,
Or
okay.
one time I ate like
You're really
it
into
was
gummy worms.
it was a
and sprouts.
quarter of a plate of sugary dried mango, and then yeah, 2/3 of a plate of gummy worms.
Yeah. And you left a bunch of the gummy worms on the plate and I went and ate them
Yeah.
because they were really good.
It's actually funny because like you get so sick of eating sugary sweet things that like people, I forgot what it's called, but it's like your palate gets overwhelmed from the singular thing you're eating so much that people will just throw up. Like you literally
Yeah.
can't eat whatever that specifically thing is anymore.
What's nice is I think he said, correct me if I'm wrong, that during the Ironman, like if he gets sick of all the gels he's gonna have to be eating, they do have like snacks at their aid stations, I believe.
Yeah, so they provide gels on course, and they provide sugar drinks, and also they provide fruit, all kinds of fruit, and then also pretzels.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
you can
eat.
mix it up at least.
Yeah, you can eat
I'm
while
sure
going
you'll want
anyways.
something crunchy eventually instead of just gels.
Well, I'm gonna only have liquids on the bike
Oh my goodness.
because I don't want to stop and go to the
That's
bathroom on the
true.
bike.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, on the run, I might, but I hope I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I might have some pretzels, but maybe that's it.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Just a few weeks.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't suck.
I'm definitely gonna post pictures in our Discord after he does it, by the way.
I'm hoping to finish in less than 15 hours.
Hopefully. I can't wait to talk about it afterwards.
True.
And hear how it went. It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah, just imagine waking up and training from 6 until 9.
Yeah, me and our friends might go see a castle while he does it.
Yeah, I would recommend.
Yeah. So if I don't get pictures, at least you paid for the professional ones.
True.
Yeah. But that's it for the
Yeah,
Q&A.
that's it. Yeah, thanks for asking your questions. If you want to be included in our Q&A, ask any random questions, real life related or video game related, then you can go to our socials.
Our TikTok and Twitter are Bunebape OSRS. Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and Blue Sky are all Bunebape. I stream 4 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape. And right now I'm working on Coliseum. Oh, I also stream on YouTube, not TikTok currently. I'm working on Coliseum though. So come, you can backseat a little bit, not too much, but I am welcoming of advice. Just don't be mad if I don't take it.
True.
But come hang out.
Yeah, and you can also go to our Discord if you want pictures of Goose looking very small and
God.
almost sleeping.
And Moose looking like a little guy. His little arm is always sticking out. He sticks out because he's a little diva.
Yeah. Anyways, though,
Those are our
hopefully you
cats.
all enjoyed the episode. If you did, then we'll see you all.
Very soon. Bye bye. You didn't say bye bye.
Meow.